And welcome, everybody, to another thrilling edition of your favorite live stream weekly wrestling podcast. That's right. You're listening to TTW, Tooney Talk Wrestling. And he's back. His voice isn't, his lips aren't quite good yet. Just got this new computer, still setting things up, trying to get this figured out. If anybody is good with 3D modeling, let me know. I could use some help. But we have a lot going on tonight, so we're gonna get right into our show. And I cannot do the show on my own, of course. Let me look over here and get the media assets. There we go. So let me bring in my panel. Jake's is there.
Circle of sound, tensions ignite. Jake takes on the chaos, the verbal fight. Nice guy dropping pins on wrestling nights. Most famous on Tooney Talk, owning the mic. Lights, and he's Jewish.
It's Jake from Alt Jake Takes On. How you doing over there, Jake?
I am wonderful. How are you today, my friend? Nice that you have a not as disembodied voice now.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. They changed StreamYard again because it's Tuesday, so they have to do that.
Of course.
And my things got mixed up here, so I had to hunt for yours a little bit. But I'm glad to hear you're doing all right. Are you ready for WrestleMania? It looks like the chat's ready. We got some polls going on in the chat right now. Are you excited for WrestleMania? 69, 69.
Nice.
They said yes, and 31 says no. Keep voting for that. We're gonna have some more polls throughout the night. But this isn't all I have. So why don't we bring in the other member of this team who apparently was eating.
He's old and he's cranky in his favorite chair, yelling at the TV with a grumpy glare. He's always on, he's losing his mind. Online trolls talking trash, man, he's not kind. But we love our awful, through the grumps and the growls. Everybody shout it now, that's awful.
Awful Wrestling. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, Jacob.
Hey, buddy.
Hello, chat. I'm not going to say hi to this.
But
For
why
one
not?
thing, he got a computer instead of the crack that I got. Secondly, I've been doing this show for 2 years? This is the first time where I'm eating on the air. Because I told that punk right there to the top left there, I said, hey, give me some time. Please. I'm starving. I need to eat. By the way, I'm already sick of your skin tone. I'll tell you what, if somebody in that skin tone moved next to me, I'd become an ardent racist too. All right, let's start this show.
Making ice
To be
calls.
fair, you said the only instruction I got was to bring Jake in first. So I don't know, dude. What do you want? What do you want from me? Look what I can do.
I know your avatar moves and everything now.
Check this out. I can do this. I don't know what I don't know. I'm troubled, dude. Isn't that song? That's what he's dancing to right there. Trouble. That's me. Okay.
You don't have enough auto tune behind it. You don't have enough.
Right.
needs more auto tune. Oh my god.
Man, I love that Liv Morgan song. We're gonna talk about that later tonight, I'm sure. We got a lot to talk about. Well, I mean, it's WrestleMania week, so of course we have WrestleMania to talk about. And I just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Looks like we got 66 people in the chat already. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or comments or anything you want to be read on air, if you drop us a super chat, we will do so. We break for $50 or more. And a special tonight, we're going to be covering every WrestleMania match individually. So if you have a prediction or a comment about the match, we will actually, I assure you, we will get to the comment before we stop covering the match. As long as you do it during that segment. So if you super chat a comment or a prediction while we're talking about a match, you will get it read on air during the segment. So that should be fun. But let's kind of settle in a little bit. You can see I got my new computer set up. Haven't quite been able to do much with it yet, but I do want to give a big shout out to Lisa, who's in the chat, dropping $200 as a super chat to us over on This Is Awful on Saturday night. So with that money, with my share of that money, I was able to go buy this new rig. And I think it this is just the start, just the beginning. So thank you very much.
I was able to buy a chicken bowl from Wawa.
There you go. Why do I get, you make it sound like I stole all the, like you only got 5% of that or something.
Well, no, he got both of his shopping done at Wawa. He got his crack and his chicken bowl,
Yep.
Buy everything at the Wawa.
50% off crack at Wawa's. Participating
we
Wawa's.
We don't have Wawa's here, but we have Circle K, and it's always strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Usually strange people.
That's the second Bill and Ted reference I've seen since we started this show.
No way.
Because
That's great.
Brad in the chat called me an awful Bill and Ted. I guess because we used that one like way long time ago when we didn't even have a name for This Is Awful yet. We used a Bill and Ted poster to kind of tease it. So maybe that's.
Does that make me Rufus? I'm okay with that. George, I'm a big George Carlin guy, so that works for me.
Nice.
You can be Genghis Khan. How's that? I'm trying to think. That's probably the best person I can think of because you couldn't be Abraham Lincoln. Obviously.
Yeah.
Enough of a
I'm not Joan of Arc. I mean, I guess I could be Socrates, but.
Lisa,
Did you say Socrates?
Yes, that's what they call him in the movie.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
It's funny because Max actually he didn't know about Socrates before that movie, so he called him Socrates for every time he referred to him for like 10 until he was like 10 years old. Until I finally was like, no, it's actually you should know, it's not Socrates, it's Socrates.
Socrates.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
He's a big Bill and Ted fan. I am as well. Okay, we can't sit here and talk about Bill and Ted. I do want to. Lisa G in the chat, or Lisa B said, everyone else who super chatted and tipped over time. Of course, Lisa. Yes, Lisa's not the only person who did it. But she gave me the one that put me over the edge. So thank you very much, Lisa. So let's get right into it. We don't have the super chats yet, so we're going to jump right into night one of WrestleMania, and here's the full card. I was putting that. Awful. I'm sorry. I brought you on so early. Awful. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Was
it's
that
okay.
loud?
It's okay. It's my fault. Jake is Einstein. Einstein wasn't in Bill and Ted. Not the final version. I think he was in a script though. I think he was in an early script.
Well,
Anyway.
Lisa B earlier said that could have been the Grim Reaper or Station from the set from.
Oh yeah,
Journey.
totally. Your
Yeah.
station, 1000% station. Yes. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Lisa B. Yeah, Bogus Journey's better than the first one anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a pretty good impersonation of the Grim Reaper back in the day. I worked out all the time, and reaping burns a lot of calories.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
and I haven't seen that movie in a while, but that was a line I used to be able to pull off.
So, before we get into the actual matches themselves, let's talk about the past few days of build. I mean, we had Raw on Monday and we had SmackDown on Sunday, and I mean, honestly, there wasn't a whole lot that like changed. I do think you know what? Here's what we should talk about. We should talk about a couple things first. Io Sky's not on the show.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Which I find very interesting. It's, especially because she's in a storyline. She has something going on. But yeah, she's not on the show. So I thought that was weird. Also, they have the Battle Royal on SmackDown, which has become a normal thing that they do every year. With the Battle Royal, yeah, Tiffany isn't on either. Thank you very much, you. And yeah, Tiffany isn't on the show either, which I thought she was going to be fighting Julia, but it did not happen.
Yeah.
So what would you go ahead?
I was gonna say, I thought it was going to be Io, Asuka, and Kyrie in like a triple threat. I really thought they were setting that up, and it's still kind of like you said. There's that storyline's there. They could try to set that up, but they just didn't pull the trigger. It's weird. I'm not really sure why that is, but maybe they're trying to have more in like the Raw after Mania or whatever, get more people in for that. I'm not sure.
It could be. Okay, did bring up that there's only 6 matches on the Sunday card, so they still could add a match. And if they did, you'd imagine it would be Julia Tippy, because you'd think that if they were going to do Io Asuka, it would have been announced on Monday. But
right,
they still could. They still could, I guess. She's been on both shows recently, so that makes sense. Okay, so we also have the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which, it's become a bit of a tradition. I think they've done a better job with it over the past few years of making it somewhat important. The guys that win it just don't languish like they used to, or what it used to be just like, let's pick the biggest guy and we'll have him win the thing, and it seems
who
like
won it last
Carmelo,
year?
It wasn't Hayes, was 2 years ago, right?
Was he? I wasn't sure if it was. I thought Jay was 2 years ago. Maybe not. I don't remember. I did the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Like it's. Like, I'm trying to look. Let's see if I can get a list of those.
So much for that.
Bronson Reed.
Tradition.
Nope. Bronson Reed. It was Bronson Reed, which it led to a push. Like right after that he joined the Vision. He started. He beat Roman.
So it was Bronson. According to what I just pulled up, Bronson Reed won it in 2024, and it was Carmelo Hayes last year, and the runner-up was Friday.
Okay, so then that tracks, because Bronson ended up getting a push right after he won. Hayes ended up getting pushed into the U.S. title, so it is kind of a sign of what's going on and who's getting pushed next. So who would you say is because my first thought is they just did it. They just brought him in last week. It seems like a perfect position for Royce Keys. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's what I would guess, but I want to get your guys' thoughts. So we'll go with Jake first. Jake, what do you think?
I mean, I was trying to figure out who would be the best person to. I would think Royce Keys would probably be the best bet. I mean, unless they want to get Carmelo Hayes to get some sort of have him be a double winner, since I don't think anybody's won it twice in a row. But I mean, there's really not anybody else I could think of that would be better than Royce Keys. I mean, they've been pushing him. He's had the great vignettes. He had the match last week where he, destroyed one of the Bertos, and then he's got. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, that would be the match he would have this Friday. That would make a ton of sense and get him over.
I like how LK in the chat asked who Madcap Moss was.
Yeah.
Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
Right? That was his name. Riddick.
Yes.
Riddick Moss. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Madcap at that point because that was when he was with Happy Corbin. Yeah, I'm looking at the list now of winners and runners up, and yeah, there's definitely some good names in there, but then there's also Mojo Rawley was in there. Matt Hardy won it 1 year.
Jesus.
Yeah. I also I'm looking for the year from 2019 where Braun Strowman won it, and the runner-up was Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Boogs.
Yeah.
Remember Boogs?
Oh God, Rick Boogs, where he or both did he tear both of his quads on something or whatever?
What's funny is I get Boogs, Madcap Moss, and the other guy you mentioned. Who was the other guy you mentioned that won the battle?
Mojo Rawley.
Mojo. I get them all confused. I never can. They're all the same person in my head. So
interchangeable frat boys. Yeah, that really big guys that are frat boys essentially with their character. That makes a lot. Yeah, I could see that.
All right, Awful. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win the battle? Danhausen. I know you're a big Danhausen fan.
Yeah, right. 2 questions before that. Royce Keys is in that battle royal, by the way.
They haven't announced anybody that's in it yet, but Royce Keys debuted on Friday. He didn't debut, but he had his first television match on Friday. So
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb, gentlemen, and say Ricky Saints. I don't know why. Is he? Okay. I mean, it could be anybody at this point. But seriously,
he could be in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I seriously like your answer, Royce Keys. I mean, it's a perfect placement for him. I will say though, if you don't have Royce Keys win the thing, at least let him come in second and then beat up the heel a la Bret Hart and Bad News Brown from WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Something's got to happen at that damn thing.
I do like what they did with Royce Keys. I like that he has a mission. Clearly that when they asked him what he wants, he said, I want to be a role model. I want to show people that they can come from nothing and become and get to the WWE. He clearly wants to do that. So the fact they're giving him the opportunity, it does kind of remind me of like, remember when Rikishi was doing that thing?
Right.
But but I'm gonna throw a weird curveball here. I think Royce Keys might end up being like the good version of Ahmed Johnson. Right? Because like that's what that was Ahmed's gimmick. Remember? Ahmed's gimmick was like, I came from the streets.
And he can speak. He doesn't have a fat tongue.
Great
googly
moogly.
Can talk. He's a better worker. He's got I like I said, I think he might be, and he's supposed to be wonderful to work with backstage, as opposed to Ahmed, who everything we've heard is that he was just a terrible person backstage. So
let me ask you two something real quick. I hate to derail the conversation.
No.
But,
go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Royce Keys, really real family man. They're really promoting the fact that he was, he's like the rock of the family or whatever. What do you think the family thought of him when he was in AEW, biting Moxley's face and doing the chicanery? Like, were they like, I'm real proud of him, or were they like, you find work yet? You still jobless?
Well, I mean, he was getting paychecks, so they were at least happy about that part of it. But
I guess so.
I would think he was probably like, yeah, just don't watch. Like maybe when
exactly.
There was that part where they were with the whole Book of Hobbs thing where he was getting vignettes and seemed like he was being pushed, and that lasted 6 weeks, maybe 8, and then he had another gimmick change. He did more flipping from babyface to heel than the Big Show. Like he was, you never knew where he was going to be or what he was doing. Like I forgot that he ended as a tag champion or a trios champ. Like,
he told his grandma he works as a Walmart greeter and finally got his big break. Like, baby, where you working at now? I'm the greeter at Walmart.
I'm a traveling salesman. I gotta travel. I gotta travel every Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday. Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't watch television on Wednesdays. Thank you.
Hell, knowing AEW, he'd probably be more proud to tell his mom that his grandma that he was a drug dealer or a pimp.
Right.
As opposed to being in AEW. At least if he was one of those things, he wouldn't be slicing his head open and biting people. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
Hell no. All right, sorry.
But yeah, he's been mentored a lot by Mark Henry too, which is neat.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell in his style. His match on Friday, well, it wasn't a lot. It did what it needed to do. I think he might have sold a little too much. But he was going against Angel, I think. So like it's not a jobber. So you have to put in something. I think he probably should have gone in. I think his first match should have been against like Kit Wilson or a more job-tastic wrestler, Danhausen. I mean, he would be a heel.
Nah, you got it right there. Danhausen.
He would have been
just
such a heel. People would have
ass.
booed him. People would have booed the crap out of him if he would have done that. So
rub that
but Kit
stupid
Wilson,
paint mask off of him.
Kit Wilson would have been perfect. He's right in that level that he could, or you could. Tozawa's not doing anything. It could have been him too. I'm just saying. It seems like it should have been someone, or maybe like someone from Fraxium. You get Axiom. I don't know.
Yeah, it had to be a heel though, because they were definitely trying to push him as his face. And it was, I mean, when you saw whichever one of the guys that it was, forget which one is which of those two, but when he came out,
it was Humberto. Thank you, Liger.
Perfect. You knew what was going to happen. He was going to be jobbed out, but I don't really think like Kit Wilson's he had to do a job later in the show to Danhausen. So I think he had jobbed enough. I could have also seen maybe it being like the Miz or something if they wanted to, but it was perfect for what it was.
Isn't it weird
nice
that
squash got him over?
Him and Andrade kind of just completely traded. Like, because Royce Keys in AEW was kind of doing the thirst trap gimmick where the women around ringside, they had that meme of that the thick lady who was staring at him looking all thirsty, and they were kind of doing that with him. And then he left and went to WWE, but in WWE with Andrade, they were doing kind of like a humble coming from the streets. Now I've made it, and I should be a role model gimmick. And now they completely switched, where every week they're getting Andrade pictured with OF models. That's his entire gimmick now. He takes off his pants and he gets a selfie with some OF model in the front row. That's his gimmick. And meanwhile, you have Royce Keys in WWE doing Rocky promos. and
Yeah.
talking, doing all that stuff. It's interesting, and I think Royce Keys is. I think they did a good job with him, but that will be that's kind of the bleed into WrestleMania. When is the Hall of Fame this year? Is that Friday night?
Friday night, yeah. But it's like doesn't start till like midnight Eastern though. It starts at 9:00 local time, which is midnight Eastern. So, and it's hosted by
shit.
They just announced it's Michael Cole and The Miz that are hosting it.
But they're not doing it on SmackDown, and they're not doing it in front of the SmackDown crowd.
No, it's literally like not even across the street. I've been to the hotel that they're doing at. It's Park MGM, and it's got a place called the Dolby Theater in there. And literally, like across the walkway is where the T-Mobile Arena is in Vegas. So it'll be easy for everybody to get the talent and whoever to get over from the arena to the theater. But it'll be two different crowds and two sets of tickets, baby. Make that money. It makes sense. I like, yeah.
It will be nice to not have the Hall of Fame in front of the SmackDown audience. I that was always the worst when you had a Hall of Fame with like a regular. That's why like Bret Hart got attacked and stuff like that, and people,
Oh, is that why?
I mean, it was definitely a worse crowd when they moved it into an arena, and a less respectful crowd, So I appreciate
especially too with how long it would take between SmackDown to set it up. Like all people were going to do was sit there and get drunk or get
right,
get antsy and just you're asking for trouble.
All right, so let's get into the card. We will start with let's start with the 6-man tag here. So as we go tonight, I'm going to throw these up, and it'll cover up Awful's face. Sorry, Awful.
That's all right.
Car's covered up. Nothing I can do about. Well, actually, you know what? I can do something about it. I can do this.
Nice.
There we go. It's switched.
That new computer.
So
yeah.
Go ahead and in the chat you can put if you type a 1, you'll vote for the Vision. If you type a 2, you'll get Usos and LA Knight, and that is the match. We have the Vision along with iShow Speed, and they are going against LA Knight and the Usos. So let's get some thoughts about this match. Jake, right off the bat, what do you think? Let's get predictions at the end. What do you think about this match in general? And by the way, like I said, if you do a super chat during this match and your super chat is about this match, you know what? I should get to this before we get into that. We do have one super chat to get to. Supreme Leader Ren for $9.99. My fellow Gen Z wrestling fans got to learn how to give actual constructive criticism of the pay-per-views. Question if they even watch at all. They just call the entire card slop. Yeah, I hate the word slop too, by the way.
Yeah, and Supreme Leader's got a point though, because I've seen a lot of people just saying that the entire WrestleMania build and the entire card's been crap. And it's like some of it has for sure, but there's also some really good stuff that's coming in for Mania. I mean, like Jacob and Drew is going to be fun. Like there's a lot of good matches set up for it, but there's definitely some that aren't hitting. But that's just like with SmackDown, and where Pat when McAfee came out, everybody's like, "Oh, the whole show was terrible." I'm like, okay, so that segment was awful, but there was definitely some good stuff. There's good and bad. It's ups and downs. You're not supposed to like everything on a card in wrestling, unless you're an AEW sicko and have to pick up
ideally, wrestling will have a little bit for everybody type thing.
Yeah.
That's at least in my opinion, that's what's ideal. So. We also, like I said, we're going to do super chats during the coverage of each match, and Luigi has one about this match. Or maybe it's Triple H has one about this match.
Yeah.
When did Swerve Strickland join the Vision? All right, Luigi. No comment. But we
I'll
do
comment.
appreciate the $2.
We don't all look
Awful.
alike.
Go ahead. Thank you. But thank you for the $2, Luigi. We appreciate it. And if
You look like Mario, punk.
nice.
How about that?
That was
Heyo!
Burn.
Yeah, because
If
Triple
you,
H would have been like, when did Booker T join the Vision, right? Like that's the
Right.
Triple H.
Any super chats drop during while we talk about this, we will cover during this match. Anyway, so Jake, one or two. Well, like I said, we'll get to our prediction at the end.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the build to this match in general?
I mean, the addition of I Show Speed is what it is, but the build between the Usos and the LA Knight versus the Vision has been a story that's been going. I mean, ever since when the Vision took out LA Knight on the top of the car, and then he came back at the Rumble and all that. So that works for me, and that's been good. I Show Speed is not somebody who I had any idea of who they were, aside from like seeing pictures or clips online until he started going to WWE stuff. But I have, I got nothing but respect for the guy for taking the spear from Breaker and then the power slam from Otis through the table at the Rumble last year. The move where he jumped over the LA Knight or whatever on Raw. That's he's athletic as hell. I'm sure he's been working out in the ring. It's a 6-man tag, so you can kind of hide him as well. He doesn't have to do too much. He'll be able to do. And I feel like Logan Paul is almost a perfect partner in his group to kind of tell him, here's what I did, here's how I learned, that sort of thing. So it's I would assume you put it here because it's going to lead off the show as well, because if it's on ESPN2 and somebody's flipping through or there are people that are going to know who he is and at least be intrigued. And so it should be fun. I don't expect it to be too long of a match. I think it'll just be more of a nice, fun way to kick off the show.
Yeah, I personally, I think I did know who Speed was, but that's because I have a kid.
Right.
Speed is very popular with people in Max's age group. So I'm aware of him. I saw him jumping over Lamborghinis and stuff like that. That was his whole thing, is that he would jump over cars and whatever.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete. He's got a good personality. The storyline I think is fun. I think it's a fun story. He accidentally hit LA Knight, but LA Knight's a hothead, so he keeps coming after Speed. And he kind of doesn't have a choice but to team with the Vision because no one else has his back. I think the storyline's fun. I think he's playing his character well. I think he clearly has some respect for the business. He did that video where he was training, and he's actually given some of his time in his streams to WWE. So clearly it's not a one-way street. He's trying to, and he gets millions and millions of viewers. So
right.
Overall, I think it's a good move, and I think the match will be fine for what it is. I could see Speed being more in the Logan Paul category, where eventually this actually becomes his career, because that's the thing about streaming, is that you can only be huge for so long, and eventually you stop being cool. There's not one streamer who has remained at their, I guess Charlie or Moist Critical is probably the closest. In terms
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's different. Joe Rogan's a podcast. Speed
yeah.
is
Okay.
Speed is a streamer.
I hear you.
Right. Joe, it would that's why I didn't say H3, right? H3, they did videos and then they became podcasters. They were never really streamers, where a streamer will sit down in front of the computer and do it for 8 hours. Right. And that's just not what these guys do.
Or play video games, or I know the one where John Cena, they've had the other guy who I've seen, they go in and they take their shoes off and have dances or whatever and talk. It's a big world. I mean, hey, and like George said in the chat, he's got 54 million subscribers. So that's pretty, there's a lot of people. I mean, even if they get, like a 1/10 or 0.05% of that to tune in and watch, that can't hurt.
Awful. Do you care about this match at all? Is there any part of you that cares about this match?
I know what this match is. It's, it's a popcorn match. So
it'll be on ESPN, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's a pre-show match essentially. And it's there to get the viewers in. I Show Speed is obviously the most popular thing in that ring at that point. Maybe I guess Logan Paul might be a little bit more popular. I don't know. Anyway, I Show Speed.
Speed's
I
bigger
think
than Paul. Speed's bigger than Logan Paul was. Yeah.
Gotcha. So Speed's taking that pin, if you ask me.
Yep. Yep. Let's get in predictions right now. So he's absolutely taking the pin, 1,000%. And I think that's going to be how. That's why I think it's okay. So let's look at we got the poll up here. We can look at the poll. So it looks like people in the chat actually said the Vision was going to win. But I'm with you, Awful. I think Speed's taking the pin, and I think that's actually going to be his escape from the Vision, right? He takes the pin because he shouldn't have been on the team in the first place, and then the Vision gets mad at him, and then they
They beat him up.
him, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Kai Cenat
Yeah,
shows
everyone
up. That would be cool.
I wouldn't. I can imagine a world where KSI or Kai Cenat or all of them show up. I don't. That'll be a different pay-per-view. Maybe that's WrestlePalooza. I don't know. Jake, what are you thinking?
I think I'll go the other way then, because I really was kind of torn on this one of who was going to win. I kind of think the Vision will win, almost like not because of Speed, but like something will happen, like Logan will knock somebody out with the punch when Speed's the legal man, and then throw him on top of him or something. But we'll see. It could go either way. I feel like Speed's going to be involved in the finish like that. He'll either take the pin or he'll get the pin and then still be like, I don't know, because I mean, he can still easily be a heel. It's fine.
No, that's a fun story too. I think where he's still being forced down this path where he's a heel despite the fact that he doesn't want to be a heel. I can see it going either way. I dig that too. So that is what we have for this. Now, if anybody in the chat wants to actually keep track of all these predictions and then make fun of us next week when we're all wrong, you are more than welcome to. But
I happily take L's. I've got no problem. I'm usually wrong.
Our next match that we will be looking at here is the other quote unquote pre-show match. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. So again, if you want to vote, 1 for Drew, 2 for Jacob, and Awful. I went with Jake first last time. What do you think about this match?
Talk about a poop break. I mean,
what? Are you kidding me?
Okay, it looks like I triggered the fan base. My job here is done. I'm not really interested. I'm not really interested in this match. Drew has again. Okay, all right. Gee, can I talk?
No, I love that you said that. I love that you said that.
Least interesting match on the card for Awful Wrestling. And that's all I got to say.
Wow. Why?
Yeah, that's baffling.
I feel like this is one of those matches where it's just like, all right, who gets the trajectory after this? Drew McIntyre seems like he's just in a certain state. Like, it doesn't look like he's going to be going after the World Championship anytime soon. And as far as Jacob Fatu, it's just like, God, I feel like he's been lost in the sauce. How about this? This storyline, for me, is a little disjointed. But I understand why the match is happening. I'm just not interested.
When I said a few weeks ago that this match was supposed to happen at Royal Rumble, everyone shit on me. So, like, everyone, Awful. But yeah, I think this match would have been better at the Royal Rumble, but I'm not going to complain about having a no DQ match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. See, I do think I agree with you. There was a direction that Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu were going, and it was not supposed to pay off at WrestleMania. That was never the end game. And I think it became the end game at some point. And so they had to delay it. But I think this match was probably supposed to happen at Royal Rumble, maybe Elimination Chamber, which, because it does feel like they did stretch the feud, right? Like they had their big bench clearing brawl like 2 months ago.
Right.
And then they've just kind of been repeating it ever since. Well, that doesn't change the fact that I think it's going to be a fantastic match. But I do see where you could say, I'm kind of not feeling this anymore. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, I was gonna say, if they did the match at either of the other two PLEs, it would have been for the title, because that was Drew had the championship by then, because Drew got it in like the middle of January, and then only lost it the SmackDown after the Elimination Chamber. So I kind of think this has almost been a fantastic build because of how there's been a lot of heat between them. Pretty much weekly since Jacob came back. The vignettes both have been great. Like, what was it last week where Drew was in the prison cell and Drew's just been berating Jacob and tearing him down at every chance that he has. And then he did it physically on SmackDown as well after Jacob's match versus Tama. So I'm really excited for this one because these are two. I mean, this probably won't be that long of a match because they're two bigger guys and there'll be, weapons or whatever involved. And it can't get too bloody or too super violent because it's going to be on ESPN. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I don't really, I've got a prediction, I guess, of who's going to win, but that's kind of more of who I want to win because this could go either way. Because there's a lot of storylines that can come out of this one to where they want to go, depending on how they work with it, or if somebody gets involved as well, since it is unsanctioned. Maybe there could be like a return or some kind of, heel. Somebody comes in and gets involved. There's a lot of stuff that could be fun with this, but I've loved the vignettes they've been doing the last couple of weeks against each other.
The Drew one was really good, from the jail.
Yeah.
Although it did make me feel like this maybe was supposed to be a Hell in a Cell match at some point.
I mean, this is the first time they're going to have. You could easily do that down the line if they want to have like a rematch or a trilogy or whatever, because you don't have to do a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view anymore. Just have a Hell in a Cell on a specific show like they did. Was it Bad Blood a couple of years, but it was Drew and Punk. Yeah.
Let's just hope that this match is on fire so that they can set it up for Hell in a Cell.
I think this match will be great. We have I think that there's a possibility in chat. Hey chat, I'm talking in Zoomer speak now. Hey chat, tell me how you're feeling. Tell me, do you think that this match might be the one that like bleeds over? Because that's kind of how I picture this. This is going to be on ESPN, and I think I could see a situation where this match, like you get Drew's climbing a balcony or something, you know what I mean? Like there's some big shot that's happening, and then you have to join us over on ESPN Unlimited if you want to see what happens, kind of thing, where you don't get the big. I can't imagine another reason that you'd put an unsanctioned match on ESPN. This seems like the perfect match to put on the pay-per-view, get a little crazy, get a little bloody, do some stuff you normally might not do because it's unsanctioned. So you have a little extra leeway there, and putting on ESPN kind of took the wind out of my sails. Like I'm not a big guy on like blood and guts and,
ultra violence
cutters and stuff like that. But if any feud calls for a lot of violence, it's this one. And if anybody can do that kind of violence on a big level and make it look good, it's these two. So I kind of wish it wasn't on ESPN, honestly.
I was surprised it was on ESPN too. Now that you say that, I think you're probably right that is how they'll kind of try to do it and bring people over to the app or whatever, and probably like during the match even say like, because if they start it to where there's like 10-15 minutes left in the first hour or whatever, I could easily see that where they kind of promote like, hey, if you want to see the end of it, come on, you download the ESPN app or however it does it. Luckily I already have it, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll just keep it on ESPN the whole time. But
because WWE used to do that when they did Sunday Night Heat, remember? They would run a really hot angle right at the end of Sunday Night Heat, and you'd have to watch the pay-per-view to actually get the end of the angle. And WCW did that quite a few times with like the NWO and their thing. So it'd be cool if they did it kind of, but like I said, I think I'd rather this match just be, because I think what's gonna end up happening is Drew's gonna pull out the surgical bag and he opens it up and look, it's a knife or it's gonna be something, and then they'll tease it,
a hypodermic needle.
And I think they will tease something ultra violent, and then it'll go to the pay-per-view or PLE, and then it won't happen, kind of thing. Also, too, you know what I mean? Like I just get a weird feeling that there's going to be some kind of, not so much bait and switch, but like a build to something that it doesn't get a proper payoff on the actual PLE. Although it's night one, so they might actually want to give the big payoff when he gets to the PLE. Because you don't want people on night two being like, oh, we're not getting crap tonight, So maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, my God. What is that? Jacob Fatu pulling out a ball and chain.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre into the ring, bringing out a mace. This is going to be something.
He's got a shiv. He's got a shiv.
Yeah, we're going medieval.
Just a reminder, if you want your predictions or comments about the matches read aloud on air, if you do them during the match, I will actually read them out as we are going through. Right now, the chat is at 83% for Jacob Fatu as the winner of this match. So let's find out what we think. Awful, who's winning this match?
See, again, I'm thinking to myself, like, what's the trajectory for Drew McIntyre if he loses this match? Like, where do we go from here? I don't know. I'm saying that I think you have Drew McIntyre win so that you can get a heel out of Fatu later. Okay. I don't like him being a babyface.
I don't think there's a choice in that one though, because I think they wanted to make Jacob a babyface and make him a heel, and he was a babyface with the "I love you" Solo. He was like basically being Solo's little bitch, and people still loved him.
True.
Like,
they tried twice.
They did.
They tried when they brought him back too, and it didn't work. People,
you know why? It's because people don't like. They thought that he was being brainwashed. You know what I mean? Like they thought he was ignorantly going along with the fold, and people get sympathy out of that.
But then, like I said, they tried to do it when they brought him back too. It had nothing to do with Solo, and people didn't boo him.
Yeah.
So you know, because they were trying to get him against
charisma. Yeah,
he is a cool cat. So
I think if you do anything with him, he's got to be more like an LA Knight, where it's just like it doesn't really matter if he's a face or a heel kind of thing, you know, where it's just like he's not a face or a heel. He's Jacob Fatu. He's gonna fight both, and you can vary who you cheer for based on who he's wrestling, type thing. This is probably a good option for everybody. Go ahead.
Did we ever see Roman versus Fatu at all?
Yeah. Didn't we get that in Saudi? Or am I crazy?
I don't.
I know we saw it in the Rumble, and I know we saw it at like War Games, right?
Right, but not like a one. I don't know if they've had like a one-on-one match. I don't believe they have, as far as I can remember.
Okay, so we haven't. So maybe not.
I think. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're fine.
No, I was just gonna say, Fatu later on down the road turns heel. He needs to go. He has to have a world championship chase, whether it be against Cody or Randy Orton or Roman Reigns or Punk at that time. Go.
You know what? If Roman wins, there you go, man.
You got something for SummerSlam.
Yeah, you really could. And I honestly, the only problem is I think Jacob Fatu might get cheered over Roman. Like I'm not saying that he is as popular right now as Roman Reigns, but I think that if you put people in a situation where they have to choose between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns, you might be surprised at how many people side with Jacob Fatu.
If you give Roman Reigns no sympathetic storyline, it like Fatu may have to like beat up Roman's kid or something in order to get that type of heat.
All 5 of them or 6 of them that Roman's got.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like it's like Wardlow with security guards. Yeah, I could see it.
Mm-hmm. And the baby mama.
It's a real easy story, and they're already kind of teasing it. The idea that Roman brings the bloodline back together. It's like I said, it's already been teased. Roman has said multiple times that like all the bloodline is told that they have to fight CM Punk or whatever, and they're killing off the MFT feud on Friday. So by WrestleMania, Solo's going to be free and clear to do whatever he wants. So I think there might be a chance of them kind of reuniting the bloodline, and a story where he doesn't let Jacob Fatu in the bloodline could be an interesting way to get to Jacob and Roman, with Jacob as the face and Roman as the heel in the future. I personally, if I'm picking a winner right now, I would say I'd actually say McIntyre, but just because I think they want to build to a rematch. I don't think this is the last match in their feud. Especially because Cody and Randy seem like they're going to do a rematch at Backlash. I think these two might do something at Backlash too. I think Fatu's going to win the feud, but I think Drew might win this match. Jake, what about you? What do you think?
So yeah, I that's where I'm kind of torn on it. I don't really have a thought of who's going to win, so I'm going to be rooting for Jacob essentially because that's my name. So no, I'm just kidding.
No, you're
I would
not.
like to I'd like to see Jacob get the win at well, only my mother calls me Jacob. Everybody else calls me Jake. So but I would like to see Jacob Fatu get a win at WrestleMania because I think one of the other reasons why people kind of gravitate towards him is because of his story and because they haven't hit it that he was, he'd been to prison, he's gone through that, but he's turned his life around and is trying to be about his family and get his life in the right spot. It's hard to root against that. I mean, that's what they've been doing with Royce Keys too. Same kind of idea where it's, you have that perfect reason to root for the guy. And so that's my pick is for that. And it looks like the chat's in with that too, but I'm gonna go with Jacob.
Did anyone else get major Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan vibes off of Drew's jail cell promo? Remember when they put Piper in Alcatraz?
Oh yeah, forgot
Remember
about that.
Because of War Games? Or no, there was the cage match. It was it was what was that called? Age in the Cage or whatever.
Where they Rage in the Cage, yeah. I think so.
Age in the Cage. Age in the Cage.
And the big blue cage. Yeah.
Which is real. No. This was WCW. Yeah, this is WCW when Roddy Piper came back to wrestle Hulk Hogan. They did a cage match, and Roddy Piper, to prepare for the cage match, spent like a week in Alcatraz. And they did some promos of Piper in Alcatraz, like going crazy from being in the jail cell. And like he was like frothing at the mouth and doing all this stuff. And the match
Thinking of Pat Patterson.
Terrible. But I think it is funny that people sarcastically called that Age in the Cage at the time, considering I think they were like in their late 40s. And you look now and it's like we have CM Punk, we have all these guys are getting there, and nobody's talking about how they're too old. So I do.
Yeah, I just googled it. It was February 1997. So yeah. They were. Wow, that's funny.
So
yeah.
Well, the chat is definitely in favor of Jacob winning with 83%. That is the official prediction from the chat. So if anyone is marking these predictions down, we have me and Awful for Drew, we have Jake for Jake, and the chat for Jacob. Moving on, and again, if you drop a super chat, we will read it during the preview of the match. Our next match coming up is Seth Rollins versus Gunther.
I take it back. This is the most least interesting match. Shit.
Definitely thrown together. Definitely last minute. I think it'll be a good match, and I actually think they did the best with what they could. I think the idea that Gunther is basically saying to Paul Heyman that he'll take care of a Seth Rollins problem, but he has to give him Brock Lesnar's career is actually kind of a really cool little story there. And I'm sure we'll get Gunther versus Brock at SummerSlam, but that leads us to the match. I like what they're doing with Seth. I like Seth when he's not the Joker, when he is more grounded and he's just kind of coming out and being a guy. He's not dancing, he's not conducting, he's not laughing. He's just a wrestler. And Seth is a very, very good wrestler. I don't think no matter what you think about Seth, I don't think anyone could deny that he is so fluid, and he reminds me of like a good wrestler from the 90s, that kind of movement where it's just like no beats, no rests. It's all one fluid thing. And Seth does that very well. And Gunther's Gunther. It'll be a great match. But I want to hear what I let Awful go last time. Jake, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It's not quite making chicken salad out of chicken shit, but it's like making, I don't know, maybe chicken feed out of chicken shit. Like they did the best they could. Obviously, this was supposed to be Braun Breaker. Like we all know that. That would have been a great storyline and would have been a great match. But which is why I could see maybe Breaker coming in and spearing Rollins some point there to help Gunther win. Like that's kind of what I think will happen. I think, but they did the best they could with where they were on it. I'm not sure where Gunther would have been otherwise, but they kind of were forced into this with the injuries and where they are with it. And I agree with you totally about Seth, where when he's not in the stupid outfits and not cackling or, I am a visionary, I'm a revolutionary. I mean, like he's just being a wrestler. It's much better. I'm much more entertained by him and not needing my mute button when he speaks.
And I've seen people like saying like, well, if Ray's better, why not just have Gunther versus Ray? And it's like, well, maybe Ray doesn't want to retire. Like you can't just have Gunther going to beating every old guy if they're not going to retire. Like if Gunther beats Ray and Ray doesn't retire, it kind of ruins the whole thing, right? Like it kind of ruins the entire gimmick. So you have to, it's not just about who was cleared. It's about, if it made sense. And you can at least make this make sense. I do agree with you, though, that I think Braun is probably going to come and wreck this party. Awful. We already kind of got some of your thoughts, but you have anything else you want to go into here?
Not really. I can't wait for this match to be over. I like Gunther, by the way, and I love how both of you guys said like I like Seth Rollins when he's stripped down to just being a wrestler. Yeah, but now he's an uncharismatic wrestler. And I think that's the reason why he was wearing those outrageous outfits to begin with, because I don't think he's got anything else left in the bag as far as charisma.
Nah, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
I'd be more than happy to say I'm wrong.
Well, I've seen Seth. Seth was fine in his. He's better as a heel, definitely better as a heel, but he was good in his little like when he had the what was it called? When he was like the Messiah, the Monday Night Messiah.
The Monday Night Messiah.
He was good as the Monday Night Messiah. He did good work in NXT. He did good work as Tyler Black. He has charisma. He can do a promo. It's just that whole Joker thing was just it was good for like 10 minutes, and then you're like, okay, that's
because it got very repetitive. It was very repetitive with the cackling and the
And you know what? Awful. I'm sorry. I apologize. I said you're wrong, and we've learned.
You could have told me I was stupid.
We've learned on This Is Awful that there's no such thing as wrong opinions. So I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. We've been watching a lot of AEW podcasts over on This Is Awful. So I've learned that I'm being toxic when I tell you that you're wrong based on your opinion, and I don't want to spread toxicity through the wrestling community or tribalism. So
I listen. You should all just Jew. Just enjoy wrestling.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, I listened to you guys.
Oh my God, you get to hear my cheer. You get to hear my guffaw. I guffawed on the air for the first
chortled.
Oh, that was a good one. That was good. Sorry, Jake.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna make a joke about Matt Coon coming after me on Twitter yesterday. I was laughing.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Oh no, it's just because apparently you can be wrong. No, I don't think I've ever had a tweet get over 100,000 views and 500 likes. But all it did, it was just Conrad Thompson. He posted, "Imagine hating AEW. This show rules." And all I was saying was, just say this show rules. You're being a bootlicker by saying, imagine hating AEW. Like, it's just bullshit to do that. Literally posted that when I woke up, got in the shower, and by the time I'd come out to go to work, there was like 35 notifications and then it dies down, and then Matt Coon comes after me and he gets drugged in his own comments by people I don't even know. It was great. Yesterday was the most fun day I've ever had on Twitter in my entire life. I never laughed. Talk about guffawing. Like, I was laughing the whole time. Yeah, I felt like I got the awful wrestling treatment from it. It was fantastic. I had so much fun. It was great. And I didn't even mean to. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a thing, but here we are. So, and I've been wanting to call Matt Coon the nickname that I call him online, where I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized, but I just add a T to the end of his name. And if you say it with a British accent, you kind of figure out what I call him. And I got to say it to him, and he tried to respond back, and I shut him down a couple times. It's been a lot of fun.
First big tweet is fun, isn't it? So excited?
Just unexpectedly. That's why, because I didn't think it was gonna, and it just kept going. And even still to this morning, there are people responding to it. I'm like, I'm done. I don't care anymore.
Wait till that Twitter payday comes in.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
$15.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the YouTube one. We finally monetized, and they've told me what I'm actually going to get. Not much, but it's something. It's the hard work's paying off.
Awful. What was your first big tweet? Do you remember? You took off pretty early, so
Yeah, it was fucking Mercedes Monet's debut. Like it was right before the debut, and nobody was saying it was going to be Mercedes Monet, but I put out like a video, like just a compilation of all the worst of Mercedes Monet.
you were way before that, dude. You were bigger than me when I got big, and I got big before that.
Huh. Well,
You were
maybe
way-
I forgot something.
It
Might have been
yours was
might
all
have been
in,
no
wasn't it?
milliversary. No milliversary.
Oh,
Might have
okay.
done
See, my first big tweet was Edge. When I mentioned Edge, when Edge went to AEW, and right after the Brawl Out stuff, and I had just switched over to AEW Disciplinary Committee for Brawl Out, and then Edge showed up. And then when Edge showed up, I posted something about Edge, and then Edge commented, and then he deleted his comment and the whole thing. But in that process, I got a big tweet. And then after that, I got like Matt Hardy did something big there, and there were a couple other people that got me big ones. But I guess yeah, because you didn't get retweeted a lot because you didn't have a gimmick where you called out specific wrestlers like I did. Like my whole thing was I would find, for people who don't know,
Right.
over
I
on
remember
Twitter,
that, yeah.
I was AEW Disciplinary Committee for a while, and I would find wrestlers on Twitter as the AEW Disciplinary Committee, and they'd actually like kind of get mad at me sometimes. Matt Hardy got mad at me. Edge got mad at me. FTR got mad at me.
These are shocking names that got mad at you. I'm so surprised that those guys got mad at you. Like, wow.
You know what's weird? Matt Hardy actually like kind of, I don't know. Once he turned face and went to a different company than AEW.
He was definitely just I get you.
He went the other way with it though. Like he pushed out something, like it's almost like he felt bad because he pushed out something I did after that and was like, yeah, this guy's funny. Like so I don't know what happened there. Oh, you know what though? You know who it probably was it was probably Sean Ross Sapp. So
he'll get you engagement. He'll get you some views.
Yeah, I didn't even really mention him. I was doing a post about Dave Meltzer, and I mentioned Sean Ross Sapp in there, and just because I mentioned his name, he searches himself.
Oh
and I mentioned his name, and he retweeted me and went on a rant, and then retweeted me again and went on a rant, and then he blocked me, and then he unblocked me, and he retweeted me again and went on a rant, and then he blocked me again. And through all that, I ended up getting like 1.2 million views or something on that tweet, and it kind of carried me. But yeah, that's but okay. I'm sorry, we went on a little tirade there, but it looks like. Excuse me. It looks like the chat is with us for the most part. Gunther. Oh, we didn't need to do our predictions. I think Gunther's going to win.
Right. Yeah.
I think we all
kind of
right.
With Breaker. Right.
Yeah, I think Breaker's going to interfere, and I think Gunther wins. Is there awful? What do you think?
My money is on the German.
Well, he's
Gunther?
Austrian.
My money is on the Australian.
All
right, our truth.
So do you think it's going to be a situation where because I don't necessarily think that Breaker's going to cause the win, but I think Breaker will come out after the win and beat up. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on Breaker, or do you think this is just a one and done and they move on? Maybe Breaker be the Raw after WrestleMania surprise.
Yeah, I mean, you got to carry on that storyline. I mean, you got Seth Rollins, you got Braun Breaker. You can carry that to SummerSlam. Where Gunther goes after this? Well, you guys are saying that Brock Lesnar, yeah. So okay, well, there it all makes sense.
Did you see that?
Unless Triple H fucks it up somehow.
Did you see the segment with him and Paul Heyman?
No, I missed it.
Okay, so let me explain. So Seth called Gunther out, and they had a little face to face, and Gunther said that, and Seth accused Gunther of working with Paul Heyman, and Gunther didn't really answer him in the ring. He just said he's going to beat him, and he left. And then he went backstage, and Paul Heyman was waiting there, and Paul Heyman goes, "I don't know why you did this, but I have to thank you, sir." And Gunther goes, "Just remember, you owe me." And so, I mean, clearly he's basically asked Paul Heyman, or told Paul Heyman he has to sacrifice Brock Lesnar's career to take care of Seth Rollins. So it's a really, really cool little thing there.
And it's just too easy to I mean, SummerSlam is in Minnesota. Like, that's where Brock went to college. He played for he was the last cut when he tried out for the Vikings. Like, it just makes perfect sense to have. And then I think Brock's going to retire off into the sunset and go, kill a bunch of moose or whatever he does up there in Saskatchewan.
And I would have him turn on Heyman before the end. I'd have him retire as a face, because it's very easy to do. All you have to do is be like, Heyman got him in this mess, so Brock turns on Heyman and becomes a good guy, and then that
the Andre the Giant treatment at WrestleMania.
Yes,
6.
exactly. Yes.
He's chasing Heyman in like the big tractor, and Heyman's running. That could be like the final scene. Yes,
he puts Paul Heyman to work.
All right,
McFly.
Now this one is the one everyone's excited about. We're gonna stop this poll and we're gonna bring up this poll. And you have the 4-way women's match. By the way, like I said, if you have any comments about this match or predictions, go ahead and super chat it. We will read it while we're covering the match. Otherwise, we will read your super chats after the segment, and anything $50 more will interrupt us. So 1 is this Irresistible Forces, 2 is the Bellas, 3 is Bliss and Flair, 4 is Bailey and Lyra. Sorry. Jake, I don't care. It's literally impossible for me to care less about this match. So do you have anything, Jake, on this?
Jake is snoring.
Sorry, what? Oh yeah, no, I couldn't give any fucks about this match. I'm sorry. I know that's terrible or whatever, but there's too many involved. I get it though. Like, I fully understand. This is one of those matches to get 8 ladies on the card. The Bellas can win the tag titles for the first time. Only a 4-hour drive from Scottsdale, where they're from. Sure, but I just don't care. I'm sorry, but I don't care.
We're not going to talk about this match long.
That's why when Awful said when Awful said that the other one was the least interesting match, it wasn't so much that he wasn't interested in that one. I'm like, you're telling me that's less interesting than this one? That's all I was thinking. That was where my brain went.
Seriously, if you have anything you want to chat, Ewan's got the right idea. If you have a super chat, get it in quick, because we're not talking about this for long. I mean, sorry, Andre Adams had a good edit for this one. $4.99. The audience loses on this one. Exactly. I don't think it's. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I just don't care.
Right.
Like, I think that all of these teams are serviceable. I think that I like the Irresistible Forces, I guess. Although I kind of would rather Lash just be by herself.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, I like Lash Legend. I like her a lot.
Oh, that's not Athena? Okay, sorry. All right.
Shout out Luigi.
Yeah. I got a question, gentlemen. Whose ass is going to look the best in this match?
Bailey, yes. Of course. Every time it's Bailey. Right. That's the answer.
I forgot about Dump Butt. Yeah. I forgot about her.
Sorry, Bailey is she's the perfect soccer mom. I haven't brought my I Love Bailey gimmick from Discord over onto the show, but I can't talk about Bailey too much, because if I do, people will start calling me a quote unquote simp. So I have to.
So you like Bailey, huh?
Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Bailey.
Are you serious, or are you just tongue in cheeking?
I want to make Bailey breakfast in the morning. I want to.
Okay. After she fucked some other dude last night.
After we sleep calmly and cuddle all night. Like
He wants to.
I
he
have
wants
deep,
to wipe her up.
complicated
Yeah.
feelings about Bailey. Okay.
Wow, this is a new one. We're going to explore this one on Sunday.
Yeah, no, Liger in the chat just said, no, this is a this is a simp for Trick. But he wants to
Yeah,
that's true.
And that's fine.
Bailey's the
You
Mary.
can keep that
Yeah.
going. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I will
Yeah.
say this though, Charlotte Flair, boy, has her star fallen. Like she is lost in the sauce out there, if you ask me. I mean, it's just like, weren't you like top dog in this whole thing? And it's almost kind of like they humbled her down.
I'll tell you what.
True.
I think she's in a better position than she was this time last year.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I mean,
she's not being forced down our throat.
Right. And I think the stuff with her and Alexa kind of made her better, you know? So, I don't care. Okay, fine. Predictions, the Bellas, because I don't think that Alexa and Charlotte are going to be a team after WrestleMania. I would rather Nia and Lash not be a team after WrestleMania. And I mean, what are you going to do with Bailey and Lyra? You know,
yeah.
Have the Bellas been champions before? Tag team champions?
3 times.
Oh, there you go. Oh, 3 times? Okay, never mind.
I thought the whole point was that they never won the actual women's tag team titles because they weren't around when they came out.
Right, gotcha.
That's my understanding.
Okay, well, there you go.
That's
Who were
why
3-time champions. There was some team that was. I thought there was a team that was 3 times. Oh, was it the?
Probably.
I just knew that there was a team that was 3-time champions, and I assumed it was the Bellas. But I guess because they weren't around when the tag team champions were.
Right. I mean, between the two of them, they might be 3-time Divas champ or something. But
maybe sure
they were Divas.
I don't
there.
care.
Yeah. I don't.
I
either.
really don't, dude. I didn't watch. Like they're part of the reason that I didn't watch for like 6 years. So I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know?
No. They're snooty girls from Scottsdale have always tried to ruin my life. So no. I've never liked the Bellas. I'm sorry, they're just not for me.
Just looking forward to seeing Lash Legend.
Yes,
in the ring. I think she's improving, and her and Jade Cargill, they probably make a better team than what we got going on here.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
and I get why the Bellas are there. Like, I understand it. They are very popular. Their podcast is very popular. Like, it makes sense for them to be there. And I don't mind them being on the show because it does give me time to, go get, finish dinner or go to the bathroom or something. Like we said at the top, wrestling is a mix of, it has a little for everyone, and this thing isn't for me. So, but I'm sure they'll get a few buys out of people who just like the Bellas podcast and want to see it. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. I mean,
we've heard from a lot of the younger talent, a lot of the younger female talent, that they'll say like watching Total Bellas was got them in, or Total Divas, one or both is what got them into wrestling initially. And so it's that crowd, that audience, and it's a good feel-good moment for the Bellas to win the tag titles for the first time at WrestleMania. Like, it all makes sense. I'm just not that interested personally.
Yep. The chat says the Bellas. The chat is probably right. That's what we said too. So we will hide that. And you know what? Let's just get this out of the way too while we're here. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Whatever. AJ Lee, her promo that she did a couple weeks ago where it wasn't live and she was like supposed to be doing an interview with Michael Cole, and then Becky came in and interrupted it. Best thing AJ Lee has done since she came back.
Jesus Christ, that's not high praise.
I know it's not, but that's all I can. That's
the
what
truth,
I can
though.
say,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I will say that AJ's been pretty good in the ring, from the few matches that she's had, and Becky will carry her to a good match too. But yeah, you're right. Like, the best thing she's done is that promo with was going to be Cole, and then Becky came in.
Yeah, AJ. I mean, I know firsthand that AJ is bringing some people back. My niece started watching wrestling again because AJ Lee came back. But I don't know.
AJ Lee at the time was pretty goddamn good. Like, I remember watching her matches and being like, you know what? She's fucking pretty goddamn good. She reminds me of Serena Deeb.
Andre Adams, $4.99. We lose again. Thank you, Andre.
Oh no, we lose again. Yeah,
strike 2.
Yeah. No, but you're right, awful. She was, but it's also not that high of a praise though, because she was the best of the Divas era. And,
Right.
You know, it's
yeah,
and that butterfly
second,
belt just woof.
And this, AJ Lee was the best female wrestler in the world, right? Right up until the time that Paige came in. And then Paige became the best female wrestler in the world.
We don't know how the fuck that happened.
Well,
but anyway.
Just wait. Paige was the best female wrestler until all the other ones started coming up. Like, everyone who's come after AJ Lee has probably been better than AJ Lee, except for like Maxine, you know.
And that's because of Vince. Maxine's the last remnant of Vince. Yeah.
But she did change the game. She did, move WWE into that direction where we are getting, like, I have not really cared about any of these matches, but there are women's matches that I do care about. And I have to say, before AJ Lee, there were 0 women's matches that I cared about.
That's fair.
So, she got it. She definitely changed the business. She deserves respect. She deserves this run. And she is bringing people back. It's just not my thing. I think Max might have a little crush on her. I know Max because he doesn't usually watch women's stuff, but Liv Morgan and AJ Lee, he's watching. So
boy has got good taste. Yeah, no, I can openly admit that I've always had a crush on AJ Lee. Absolutely, like, and still do. She still looks great. She seems like a good person, and it'll be a good serviceable match. But it probably, I'm not.
She seems so affable.
I'm gonna watch this one.
Oh.
Is it affable?
Affable, yeah, so likable.
Affable, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I get that. I think if I spent any real amount of time with AJ Lee, I'd probably end up hating her. And Jake, I'm pretty sure she wants you to be a dead person. I'm pretty sure about that. But
again, it's only ish. Like I
yeah, but she doesn't.
What?
She doesn't know that.
I missed something.
She doesn't understand that.
We're back to the Jew thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not.
She hates Jews. Hates Jews.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
Her and Punk are big Free Palestine people.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with American Jews. Like that's
you
I'm a Jew and I have no. I'm all of my family
people.
Yeah, well, all right, I'll give you that there are some people that can't discernate the two, but I will give you that. Like my entire Jewish family, none of them are pro-Israel at this of where it is now. But it does suck though, because you do have to kind of hide it a bit, because there are some people that don't see the difference, that just like all Jews are Zionists. It's like, hang on, man. I've never been to Israel, don't intend to go to Israel, not where I'm at with my life. I'm I'm heavy on.
Could you imagine AJ Lee holding a sign like "Down with Zog"? Like, what the hell is going on here with you AJ?
Here's the thing. I know that she stopped wearing Converse because they were on the list. And anybody that I've known that actually follows the list is one of those people that would hate Jake. So that's
oh my God.
Never bar mitzvahed people, so technically I'm not even a real Jew, and my mother wasn't. Here's the other one. That's why I always say heavy on the ish.
Yeah, like I said, if you stop wearing Converse because of it, then come on, you're taking it a little too serious. Anyway,
I still thought she wrestled in those Converse style boots.
She wrestles in fake Converse, not real Converse. She uses it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess she's
big about it too. So
yeah, because her whole line used to be like, "You can't lace up my Chuck Taylors." Okay, yeah,
right, yeah. She doesn't say it anymore. All right. So Becky Lynch is winning this one, right?
Yeah, because AJ's not on she's not on a full time, like she's got a contract or whatever, but she's not on like a full-time deal or she's a full-time worker. So I feel like she'll probably go away for a bit and then come back for a SummerSlam match.
I like how the chat is just like, Jake is a fake Jew.
Yeah,
no,
yes. I know. I say it all the time. My mother wasn't Jewish. I wasn't bar mitzvahed. I'm heavy on the ish. Sorry. Like I always say I'm more Hebrew than Jewish. It is what it is. I've been getting it for 43 years, man. It's part of my life. I just smile and laugh it off. I also got a Catholic family too, so there's a lot of shit going on with them now too, with the Pope. So yeah. No matter what, just know that Jake feels really guilty about everything. I'm Jewish and Catholic. My mother was Catholic, my father was Jewish, and I'm guilty. That's how and they were divorced by the time I was like 3. So that's how I go. I feel bad about lots of things. I got lots of guilt, but we just have fun. That's why I'm
there you
funny,
go, folks.
Though, too.
We've been taking the shul.
Jake still has his Willy Warmer.
I don't think I've ever heard that term. Willy Warmer. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh man.
Awful. Who's gonna win this match?
I would like to see Becky Lynch win the match. Simply solely based on that fucking awful promo that AJ Lee did backstage with her. Boy, you can take the woman out of the diva era. But you can't take the diva era out of the woman. And AJ Lee with them awkward pauses and fucking stilted speech when she talks.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit on this, Awful, because I brought up that about Nia too, and you have defended Nia on it.
Now you're just lying. Okay, you're lying through your blue skin.
Now you might. Now, to be fair, you might have been playing devil's advocate or just giving me crap, but you have defended Nia when I said that she talked like a Vince McMahon diva era woman before. So
that's bullshit. Anyway, that's fucking bullshit.
I don't know. I heard it. I could have sworn. Maybe you know what? To be fair,
check the tape. Check the tape.
Yeah, go back.
It might have been Marv or Kev too. To be fair, it sounds like a Kev thing. Doesn't that sound like a Kev thing that he would defend that kind of promo style like that?
I doubt it. She's out of shape. He does not like people who are out of shape.
That's true.
So.
That's true. He does not. I actually,
I'm joking.
Nia, as a worker, I actually think Nia is doing pretty good. But anyway. Becky Lynch, everyone thinks Becky Lynch is going to win. Becky Lynch is going to win. Nobody, it's not and then she probably won't, and then she'll lose, and then we'll all feel dumb. But for anyone taking down the predictions, everyone on Earth says Becky Lynch. Next up, how are all 3 of these matches on night 1?
Really?
We have Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan.
I'm interested.
This is the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
This is the one I thought was going to be on night 2. This is the one that I want to see of the women's matches. Awful. You seem like you're excited about this. Go ahead.
First off, excellent music video by Liv Morgan.
Loved it. I loved it.
I am so gaslighting this right now. But
trouble.
Also,
it's a great video on. Hey, it's a great video on mute.
Yeah, it's certainly. How about that, Jake? Yo, bro. So I watched it on mute. Like after the 5th time, and I was just like,
"That's me."
Oh fuck!
That got me.
Yeah, Vaquer, man. Stephanie Vaquer is such a female Bret Hart. It trips me the fuck out.
Yes,
she's so good. And, Liv Morgan has already been established. She's okay. Remember there was a time where it was just like, she can't wrestle her way out of a paper bag. Now she's got charisma. Yeah. She's awesome now.
In my opinion, Liv Morgan is easily the best woman in WWE right now. Easily. There's like number 2 is so far down from Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is so entertaining, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
she's a tough bitch. I tell you.
She's Jersey to the bone, man.
Jesus.
She's from North Jersey. Those broads are tough.
Yeah.
And it came out on Monday when she was screaming at it. Yeah. I was like, oh,
I love how they're
fucking fight at the Jersey Shore.
I love how they're doing this thing where like other people are getting injured during their build. Like Raquel got a concussion, or not Raquel, Roxanne got a concussion.
Yeah.
And Kathy Kelly got injured on Monday because of the build between Vaquer and Morgan. It's
we
so
need,
good.
We need Joey Styles at least once to just say, can't fight. Because when they're just fighting in the back. Yeah, when Liv won the Royal Rumble, you kind of figured this is where the match was going to go. And I was like, okay, I mean, it'll be fine in the ring. Like, I wasn't that excited about the story. And then these ladies have heated this up the last month and a half. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. I saw when
Vacker
Vacker ran into the ring, I kind of got nervous because I think she bumped her knee or whatever. Obviously, she's okay. But it's just like, it made me wonder. It's just like, you know, it's going to be very tough for all these wrestlers to like stay safe into WrestleMania. Has there ever been a time where a big match at WrestleMania has been derailed because of like some bullshit injury, some simple injury, whatever? And I know, you know, she didn't get injured, but it looked like Stephanie Vaquer like had a little trouble getting into the ring that last night. And but I mean,
Rollins had the knee injury at WrestleMania 40, but he still wrestled. He wrestled through it pretty well. But when he came in to do his run in at the end at the Cody match, you could tell that knee was done. Like he was basically dragging that right leg across. Yeah. He made it out there and did his part, but yeah.
It almost happened with Liv on fucking last Monday. Like she got a golf ball sized knot in her head. And it's just like, all it's going to take is, you know, one bad move. But I'm glad this match is happening. I can't wait to see Vaquer win over Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Slam in the chat. Rey Mysterio last year.
That's right.
Do a match with him, and then he got injured right before the show.
Oh yeah, because they had to put the Dragon Lee, or was it Ray Phoenix that took his place? Ray
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix.
Right.
Ray
okay.
Phoenix.
But it wasn't a huge match. You know what I mean?
It wasn't like a title match. Yeah, I get you.
Right.
Yeah. I think this match has been built. And you know what? To say the build is great, I think is actually kind of taking away from the performances. I think that this match, they basically told them go out and just act like you fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
And they did it so well that the feud has been built entirely on them beating the crap out of each other for 2 months. Like that's all that's happened. There was a little bit of a story right at the beginning, and then eventually they're just like, fuck it. Just go and throw her against the TV, and then you throw her against the thing, and then we'll be fine. Like it worked so well too. I think this match, I can't wait for this match. Should we get into predictions already, or anybody else have any other comments?
No, it's like, I mean, you're right though, because there's really no major basis to it other than, you know, your mother was a whore, like that kind of stuff. But it's great. The two of them are fiery. Like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Of all the women's matches on the entire weekend, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay. And the chat looks like they're siding with Vaquer. I was actually going to go with Liv on this. One. What's it at right now? What are we at? We're at 57-43. It's very close. Awful. What are you thinking? Who do you think is going to win this one?
I predict that Stephanie Vaquer will open her mouth during the match one time. She wrestles the entire match breathing through her nose. It's the most amazing thing. But I do believe Stephanie Vaquer is going to hey, check the tape, watch, it's true. Stephanie Vaquer will be champion by the end of this match.
Okay.
She needs the belt more than Liv does.
She'll keep the belt, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, sorry.
Jake, how about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm kind of like in the where the chat is. I'm almost 50-50 on it. I kind of feel like Liv is gonna win with some devious tactics or so, like maybe Raquel gets involved or Roxanne comes in and something with it. Because I feel like Stephanie, like they've established her as a big star with the belt, but she hasn't had like the best title run with it because she almost kind of got the title not accidentally, but too soon. I don't think she was set to win it in France before Naomi had to relinquish the belt. So right. So I kind of feel like she needs a good chase to get it back. I feel like that's kind of where I'm going with it. I could see Liv winning it, and then Stephanie makes the chase and maybe gets it back at SummerSlam or something. I don't know. So I think I'm going to go with Liv just so that Stephanie can get a good chase and really get the audience behind her even more so. But it's going to be good either way. I like how the chat's 50-50 on it because honestly, this is the one where we all win on. Like this is going to be a fun match to watch.
Yep. So and I said I think Liv's going to win. I think it's going to play into the Judgment Day stuff because I don't think that story's done. I feel bad that Roxanne got. I hope she's okay for WrestleMania though, because I think she's going to play a part in something that we're going to be talking about here shortly. But then
who's got the better ass?
Yes. Sorry, that's where I'm going on that one, buddy.
There you go. There it is.
I got no issues.
I can actually I think Liv, and the reason I think Liv is because I think that they don't you don't have expectations when it comes to Liv, right? Like with Stephanie, she does the Devil's Kiss. They always talk like her butt's her thing, and I don't think it
She's
lives
a big
up to
booty
the
Latina,
hype.
yeah.
But I don't think it lives up to the hype. Where I think Liv, you're not expecting anything, and then you get it. You know what I mean? So I'm going with Liv on this one. I usually like them bigger, and I know Liv's is smaller, but I still go with Liv because it surprises you, and that's where I'm going.
It's silent but violent.
Yeah, you don't know when it's coming, and then when it does, you're just like, wow, okay.
Bang.
Let's go through this one here. As we already talked about this to death. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. It is what it is. If you've listened to us the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about nothing but this match.
Right.
So, this one we're getting to in a minute. But I don't. Does anybody have any? They didn't even really do anything new this week to really put it's just like the story didn't change. There's been no levels added since Pat McAfee came in, and I think that's kind of where we're going to be sticking until this match.
There's been the only thing is I was saving it till now, but when you said earlier that they'll probably do a rematch at Backlash, I'm pretty sure Backlash is going to be Randy and Pat versus Cody and Jelly Roll. Like, see that, but that's pretty obvious with what they've kind of set up from on Friday, and I'm sure this Friday it'll be good. Like they'll do something else with it for it. I'm excited to see Cody versus Randy when they have their moments in the ring because of all that history, from 2008 on. So like there's a great story in there, and that's why the whole Pat stuff bothers me the most. It's not so much that he's involved, but just that this match didn't need it. Like it was fine as it was. So, but we'll see what happens with the involvement and see if Rock comes out or whatever else. So we're gonna, this is now more of a spectacle and I just wanted this to be like a great wrestling match. But
I'm with you. I would have rather than save the Gaga for after WrestleMania. Like if you really want to do Pat and Randy versus Jelly Roll and Cody, I don't. Yeah, okay. You know what? We say that, and I get that we are kind of jaded wrestling fans though, because if you look at the ratings and you look at the sales and it's just it may have worked, but also TKO kind of positioned it in a way that it of course it's going to look like it worked because they reduced ticket prices right as Pat McAfee came in. Of course they're going to sell 2,000 tickets when that. Yeah, so I don't know. I've talked about this to death. I don't like Pat McAfee's character. I don't like the fact that he was added to this. I don't think it needed it, but if by the way, if anyone wants to comment or leave a prediction or anything, super chat us. We'll get to it before we get to our predictions. But yeah, I'm feeling the match. I'm not feeling the storyline. Awful. I know you have a little bit of a different opinion though.
Do I? Not really. I mean,
do I?
I think the Randy turn should have happened this week. Contract signing. This insertion of Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll kind of like leapfrogs over this entire match. And now we're looking for they want us to look forward to Backlash at this point.
And who was it that posted it today? Someone posted today that it's like, if you think, you don't like it, but the wrestlers don't like it, creative doesn't like it, the guys, nobody likes this. No, Pat doesn't like it. Like, who was it that said that? They were like, Pat doesn't want to do this. It's just what we have to do, And
I feel like bringing Pat involved, especially with his. I mean, he's on ESPN 3 hours every single weekday.
Baron Corbin was one who said it. Sorry.
Okay. Corbin, like I get why they did that with it for Mania so that Pat can talk about it on his show and try to bring in some casuals. I'm sure when they talk about it, they're also promoting the ESPN Unlimited or whatever. And I get it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, Jay, couldn't he have done that though without being inserted into the match, like rah rah sis boom bop for
Obviously.
WWE coming up
But
to
Ari
Sunday?
Emanuel
Like,
didn't think so. I mean, it's
oh my
this is a
God.
decision by one
You know,
person
Nick-
making this call.
Nick LaPiccolo, our buddy, really broke this down, and there's a lot of factors in play. Like Pat McAfee has a deal with ESPN, so clearly ESPN wants him to be involved in the storyline so that they can have synergy between ESPN and WWE. And also Ari wants him to be on SmackDown because Netflix is going to be a bidder when Pat McAfee's contract's up. So he might, Netflix can see how, which SmackDown ratings did go up again. So it's like, I get it from where they're coming from. And they did sell 4,000 more tickets and they did do all that. It's just, I just don't care. It's just not for me. And I would have loved to see a Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes match without all the gaga, but this is where we are. Chad, if you have anything, we're gonna go through our predictions here. If you have anything you want to add, leave a super chat. But Awful, who do you think is gonna win?
This is a tough one. Because just like, again, I base this all on where do these guys go from here? Excuse me. If you have Randy Orton win, you can turn Cody heel. It's got to happen. But I'm wanting Randy Orton to win. But is that going to be a cool night for closing night one of WrestleMania with Randy Orton and Pat McAfee?
I mean, night one's okay to end that on. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. And the problem is Randy has to win because Pat McAfee is saying if Cody wins, he won't be on WWE
worst
TV
part of this
again.
match.
Yeah.
The worst part of everything is that Pat McAfee has come out and said, if Randy Orton loses, I'm never coming back to the WWE, which means that Cody Rhodes has to win.
We don't know that, gentlemen. I mean, goddamn. I mean,
yes,
we've heard of the bait and switch. Like Cody could win, and then because Ari Emanuel's his fucking agent, hey, I slip back into the fold. It's just as easy as they inserted Pat McAfee into this match. They can insert Pat McAfee into any match just based on.
I'll tell you what. If they do that, I have a feeling that WWE creative will be like, "We're done."
All 27 writers just quit.
Yeah, just like what, dude? No way. How the hell can we make this make sense?
Yeah, Triple H has had to make enough concessions to have Pat, and I feel like he's done the best he can with it in the sense of having Cody cut his promos and Punk cutting the promos on them, where they're basically calling out Ari Emanuel and making it kind of like WWE baby faces versus TKO. I just don't see any way.
I do have a feeling this is going. See, the bad thing is, I have a feeling this is going to lead to something bigger because you had Roman siding with Pat, and you've had Punk siding with Cody, and it just, like it all feels like The Rock, and I hate it.
Yep.
But
it really does. When you said that a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I could see how that could happen, but they hadn't built it in yet. And then the last three shows, they've just. Yeah, I fully expect The Rock to come out and be the reason that Orton wins this one, and then
I'm not okay.
Probably
so
gets involved on Sunday.
See, I don't know if The Rock's going to be here, but I do think that eventually we're getting to The Rock as like the big reveal.
I just think I do think he will be here because he should have been it last year, and it's kind of like the make good situation. But I'm not excited about it. I feel the way I feel about The Rock is kind of how I feel about Vince. Just happy to have had you before. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your service. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out, or let it hit you in the ass on the way out. I don't care. Just go out. That's me.
So we've all said Orton for different reasons. So this is the first one that we are against the chat. The chat, 56% said Cody Rhodes. So
that's surprising.
So
I wonder if that's just because the chat wants McAfee to go away forever, so they're just hoping.
Yeah. So we are moving on now to night 2. Let's pull up the full card. This is the one, right? Yeah. I mean, this got Oba and Brock. This has Punk Reigns. This has the Demon coming back and all that. Yeah, we'll get to it. So,
Nice to see.
let's start off. You know what? Let's start off with a banger here, because I think this is actually probably going to be.
They've said,
the
I'm
first
pretty sure
thing.
Cole has said that this is actually leading off night 2. I feel like he said
Yes,
that
he
on-
most certainly did.
I thought so. Yeah.
Give it-
so this is leading
Give it
off
away on
night
ESPN. Absolutely, man. Absolutely do that. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. There's been arguments for this to be the main event of WrestleMania. It's obviously had the best build. I don't think anyone can complain about anything about this match. I went with Awful last time. Jake, what are your thoughts about this one?
Well, my first thought is I'm sure someone will complain, because there's always going to be people that are complaining.
If you want to complain, drop a super chat. We'll read it live.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, this build specifically has been perfect, and that's one of the reasons why when people say, "Oh, Mania, the whole card's terrible," or "the show's gonna suck," I'm like, certain matches will. We've talked about it already, but not this one. This one's been great, and this is one of the ones where there hasn't been any like having to pivot or add somebody into the match or figure something out. Like, this has been the plan. I feel like this is why Oba was brought up when he was, because I feel like he probably, like I said it when he left NXT, he probably could have used another 6 months there, because he's only had like, I still think it's under 50 total matches. I really do. But they know what they're doing with it. I'm sure he's had a lot of PC work and done others, and it'll be great. And this match is just too perfect. Brock's on his way out. You know, we think he's going to retire at SummerSlam later this year, which makes a ton of sense. And
hey, I need you guys to talk about this one for a little bit while I need to go.
Good. Yeah, good. That you can tell Brock is way more into this than what he was for, what was it, WrestleMania 39, where he took on Omos, that was Vince's version of the guy, because, you know, Vince just loves the tall guys, but Oba actually is the guy. And if anybody was unsure about it, watch that promo from Raw again. Like, if you have, like, that promo was awesome, and Heyman's just been freaking selling it, and Brock's been, the fact that Brock has, how much he has been selling for Oba, like even Oba said it. He's like, I've shown it 4 times that he is beatable. It's perfect. I don't think the match is going to be very long. George and I have been saying it on our shows. I keep saying this match is going to be 15 minutes, and I'm including both entrances. Like, it's not going to be long. They're going to, you know, like, I think bell to bell, you're getting like 8 minutes, maybe 10, because they're 2 hosses. You don't need it to be long. You just need it to be a spectacle and 2 giants beating the shit out of each other. And, you know, I've been a big fan of Oba since he first showed up in NXT. And I think, people throw around that term of generational talent way too often. Oba actually is a generational talent. Like, he's going to be the guy, or one of the guys, for the next 10, 15 years, because he's not even 30, for Christ's sake. Like, that's ridiculous to me, how young he is and how big and strong, and he can cut promos. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this match.
Oba Femi. I saw some compilation of him when he was in NXT, and I was just like, boy, they were really building him up.
Yeah,
for the longest time, ever since NXT, his NXT debut.
Well, I think it's funny too, like when his music hits and then they just pan out into the crowd and you see everybody standing up and doing the little strut.
And nobody can do that motherfucker right. Like, I'm so tired of them going into the crowd. It's just like, come on, white people. Stop being stilted when you do. Like, there's got to be a little bit of swag. Like, move your shoulders just a little bit. Don't do this stilted, like,
I think it's hard to do it standing in place. Like, I've seen a lot of videos of people doing it around their house and stuff. I feel like that's better when you can actually walk with it. I think when you're having to do it in place, it's not quite as, it doesn't quite hit as hard. But I remember, it's great.
Jake, you had just mentioned Oba Femi's promo from last night, so I searched far and wide. Well, not that far, not that wide, but I found the promo. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not going to blow. Very, very by the book, very boilerplate promo, if you ask me. I think because of the fact that a lot of people were behind Oba and he's an ass kicker, you know, it works. But at the very same time, Brock Lesnar had a look on his face with that fucking cowboy hat. I was just like, yeah, he means business. And I love the fact that Brock is into this match.
Oh, he
It's
is,
going to
dude.
make
He
it just
is.
that much better. Now, I hope he doesn't do the thing that I kind of don't like what Brock Lesnar does. He kind of overdoes it sometimes. Like if he gets out muscled or out strength or whatever, like he puts this wide-eyed look on his face, just like nah. A little too much. But that's just me. I think this match is going to be great.
Throw a theory in there? I
Sure.
think Brock does that when he's not into the person he's selling for.
Oh, he does a Shawn Michaels shit?
Yeah, like he did, because he did it with like Goldberg. You remember?
Yeah.
Because he did it. He used to do it for Taker, and I think he meant it when it was with Taker. But I think he was younger. I think as he got older, he started just doing it because he did it with like Omos, and we know how he felt about Omos.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely, because he didn't do it with Cody, so I definitely think that he does it more with people he doesn't really care about. Sorry, I had to go, by the way. My cat got stuck in an Afghan, so I had to go get him out of an Afghan.
Sounds like that sounds accurate.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I didn't declaw him, so he picks at stuff and then he gets stuck in things.
Yeah,
but yeah,
same.
this match, there's nothing to complain about with this match. The build has been pitch perfect. Everything about the only slight complaint I might have is like he didn't really need to do the Seth Rollins thing, but it was a distraction. It was a red herring to make you think that it was going to be Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, and then it
was completely forgettable too. This,
yeah,
it
was. It's been. I even loved last night where it was like we have to bring these guys out separately because if we don't, they're going to destroy each other.
Yeah.
Like
the chair throwing from last week was so fun.
Is it a mistake to put this on the pre-show?
Yes,
because we're just going to call the first hour a pre-show. We're just going to call it a pre-show.
It's not a pre-show because it's not on it's on ESPN. Like this is stuff to bring in casual viewers, just like with iShow Speed, where he can catch the eye of the younger viewers or whatever with it. Like if somebody's has ESPN on because they were watching Sports Center before, and then they get the video package for this match going. And even if you don't like wrestling, I'd be like, oh shit, I'll watch these two big dudes beat the shit out of each other for 10 minutes.
I think you said the key point though is that couldn't they have done what they want to accomplish with a video package for this match? Like I'm just saying, this is a match that people would buy ESPN Unlimited to see. And you're putting it on for you're putting it on.
But also we know how Brock operates. If he's not in the main event, put him on first. Like that's
true. That's true.
So I mean, it is what it is. I think it's a good way to catch eyes in for the product as a whole. To kind of maybe hook some people in bring people back into wrestling if they hadn't, because all of us have done it at different points in time where we just stopped watching wrestling. And I think it's probably a smart enough move with it for ESPN, and it's not going to be a 20-30 minute banger and with a bunch of it's going to be a quick beatdown. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to start this one. We're going to get back to it later. Okay. So there's a comment that I want to discuss here later. But let's move forward. Okay. So who do we think it's going to win? It's got to be Oba, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Because I could see Brock winning it, because the thing with Oba is just getting the build the way they've built it and having him set up and as long as he looks good in the match versus Brock, he gets more made, but he's fully made if he wins the match. And I don't see any reason why Brock would need to win. I feel like Brock loses, goes away for a bit, and then the Gunther stuff can happen, and then he can have his retirement match. But I could see Brock winning, but my prediction is Oba for sure.
So the trajectory that I'm seeing is Brock loses. He maybe even the next night on Raw, it gets announced that Brock has to fight Gunther at SummerSlam, and then Brock turns on Paul and then goes away, and then we see him again sometime after Money in the Bank or something. That's kind of the trajectory I see with it. But yeah, I think Oba's going to win. Awful. You said not necessarily. What were you thinking?
I think back to that one time where Brock Lesnar told Oba Femi to put his foot on his chest. And for Brock to do that is obviously a selfless move. And he's giving back. But I think you do that because you're like, well, I'm going over at WrestleMania. Might as well give this guy all the heat he can get right up until then. I know this is a stupid assessment, but that's where I believe, like,
No, I can see it. No,
Lesnar completely not destroys the guy, but like Oba slips on a banana peel, and now we're talking about the veteran versus the rookie type move. You know what I mean? And it's just like, maybe Oba gets his chance at backlash, another chance at backlash or whatever. You can play it all sorts of ways, but I'm not going to be surprised if Brock wins.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. I will be very interested to see how they do it because they have to be very careful if they have Brock win. It can't be like a Kofi Kingston situation or something like that.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Just yeah.
All on ESPN.
Hilarious. That would be the biggest middle finger to ESPN for having their issues that they've had. Oh man, yeah, we've heard they've had.
And
issues
to all
with
12% of black people in this country, they would be fucking furious.
Did you? I saw someone on Twitter. One of the sickos was actually saying that Oba Femi, like his stuff is just the next Yeet, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. First off, nothing wrong with being the next Yeet, but secondly, Oba Femi's march is not a trend or a fad. That is more akin to, the Hulk Hogan brother or the Ric Flair woo, in the sense that it is a trademark, not a catchphrase, I guess.
Somebody made a comment. It wasn't in this chat, but I think it was on Twitter. Somebody was just like, I'm tired of seeing Oba Femi dancing down to the ring. I'm like, dancing down to the ring.
Yeah. Racist.
Fuck that. I think it's a cool fucking entrance. I kind of wish he did it all the way down to the ring, but I understand, you got to hit your marks and all that shit. But yeah.
How was when I said evil? Anyway. But yeah, so
it was very nice.
We got two very evil. We have two for Oba and one for maybe either, I don't know. And the chat has gone with Oba. So it is time to move on. Again, if you want to give your predictions with the super chat, we will read it while we cover the match. But we are going into kind of a controversial one, I think. In terms of, I think that people have been complaining about the build, and that's that's Dom versus Finn Balor. A lot of people don't like that they announced that the Demon is coming back before the match. But I think we've talked about it on the show and on This Is Awful plenty of times. It's like they're going to advertise big stuff like that.
Fucking right. What do you think? They're AEW? Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I get you.
This is another one of those builds that's been happening low key for like 2 years, similar to Orton and Cody. You don't really need anything else to go with it. Adding the Demon is a nice little bonus. This match will be great. These two guys, Finn Balor, every time that man wrestles, I go, man, I forgot how good Finn Balor is. Every time he wrestles, I say that to myself. He is so good he is okay. Remember what I said about Seth Rollins earlier? You remember all that stuff I said about Seth Rollins? Yep. Now take that and add all the stuff that you remember when I said, like, yeah, but I know that Seth Rollins does this, but he's good in the ring. Now take all that stuff that I said before the but and add that back in, and that's Finn Balor. Finn Balor is, to me, like the perfect wrestler. I think that dude is so good on the mic. He has so much charisma. And in the ring, he's insane. And Dom is a natural. I've never seen anyone turn around as much as Dom did. This match is going to be a classic, and I'm personally very excited for it. Awful. We wrote Jake last time. What do you got, Awful?
Can't wait to see this match. Only because I really enjoy watching Dominic Mysterio evolve as a wrestler. There's one move that Finn Balor does. I wish I knew what the fuck it was, but it looks so corny and so fake.
Yeah, the stomp that he does off the top rope. Is that what
No,
you're talking about,
no,
where the
that's
guy has to
nice.
lift
That's
himself up?
okay. That's okay. I like that.
Okay.
I got no problem. It's like a clothesline where he spins around or whatever.
Okay,
And it
yeah.
I can't remember what
Very
the fuck it's
British,
called.
very British thing to do. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. But anyway, other than that, yeah, I want to see a great match from these two. Dominic Mysterio, I know can bring it. Finn Balor, we know can bring it. I just hope the crowd's into it. You know, I want the crowd to be into the matches. You know, just as like we are into the matches. But I'm sorry, I'm slightly distracted. But yeah, my money is on Mysterio. He's got to win.
Okay, we'll just do predictions as we go here.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I already told you I can't wait for this match. I love Dom. I love Finn. The Judgment Day is such a weird faction because like I got lost and then I came back and then I was lost and then I came back and then I was lost and now I'm back again. Like I love New Judgment Day with Dom and JD and Raquel and Liv, and I think Roxanne could play a part in this, and I think Roxanne is fantastic. This is one of the matches I'm most looking forward to this weekend. And you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time for Finn. I think Finn wins. I don't think the feud's over. I think it goes further, but I think tonight, at WrestleMania that night, I think Finn wins. If anybody has any predictions in the chat, he wants super chat it to us. We'll read it live on the air during the segment. But Jake, what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I think Finn wins because then Dom has somewhat of an out that he didn't lose to Finn. He lost to the Demon or whatever, how they want to play that with it. And Dom's great when he's when he's basically lying to the crowd, but he believes it. Yeah, no, and it's one of those things too that they've worked together for so long in the Judgment Day, and everything you've heard from all the people who've either still in the Judgment Day or have been through it, they all became like a family and are really close. And because of that, you know, you're going to have a great match between them. You know, it should be good and hard hitting. You hit your friends harder in wrestling. So I feel like it'll be a lot of stiff shots. It'll be a really, really good match. But yeah, I'm going to go with Finn just because then there's something to fall back on and continue the feud. Because if Dom beats Finn as the Demon, where does Finn go from there? There's really nothing there, and Dom can immediately get his heat back with one promo. We know that. So
yeah, and I actually think it's more of an out for Finn, right? Because then when Finn loses the belt back to Dom, probably.
Well, there's no belt. There's no belt involved.
Oh, that's right. There's no IC title. I can't believe I said that.
Yeah.
Now I feel so dumb. I feel so dumb.
You skipped you skipped the other pre-show match. You went out of order.
Skip it. I can't. Okay. So the problem with the other pre-show match is that StreamYard doesn't let you make polls with more than 4 people.
Gotcha.
So with more than 4 answers. So I could, and I had the matches in order by poll. So I just forgot. Yeah.
Take off Ray and Rusev. Neither of them are winning that one.
Regardless, though, I do actually. We'll get to that. But regardless about that, I do think that the fact remains: Dom gets his win back against Finn because it's not the Demon, and I think you're right there. So I'm going with
that makes the
Finn
most sense
on this night, and the chat seems to be with us here. 100% said Finn Balor's winning this one. So. We don't even have to question it. Now, you know, we talked about it, so let's get straight into it. Don't have a poll for this one. Sorry, guys. But you got JD McDonough, Dragon Lee. I should probably take off that poll there. Here. Hide. Okay. JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Penta, Javon Evans, Mysterio, and Rusev in the IC title ladder match. This will be fun. I normally don't like the crazy ladder matches, but for some reason, the people involved and the number being kept at 6 kind of makes me okay with the whole thing. So I can buy this. It was really when they were getting into like 8 or 10 man ladder matches that it was just like, this is way too much. But
yeah,
considering that I can't imagine Ray's going to be doing too much crazy stuff. And Rusev is probably going to keep it grounded for most of it. I'm kind of okay with it. Jake, though, what are you thinking about this one? You already said you don't think Rusev has a chance.
No, Rusev's in there to like have those big moments where he could be like the big, hoss in the match and do some cool things and throw some people around. But I really think the only two people I think who could win the match really is Penta retaining or Javon winning. I don't really see anybody else because for the Intercontinental belt, Ray doesn't need it. Dragon Lee is Dragon Lee. JD McDonough, I guess, could maybe with some help from
it'd be a good story.
Yeah,
it'd be a good story.
Yeah, and he's one of, if not the most underrated wrestler on the WWE roster, I think.
1,000%.
He's great in the ring. He's always where he's supposed to be. He takes sometimes too insane of bumps and has been injured because of that. And that also could happen in this match. And I think that's why this is on ESPN as well, because this is more of like the car crash kind of match where people can spark some interest, do that one. And I'm happy to see Javon Evans on the card. That kid's amazing. We've been talking about him for a long time. But I really feel like if he doesn't win, I just think then Penta would retain, I would think. But because I'm not sure where the story, kind of like what Awful's saying about some of the other matches, I don't know where the storylines would go with other people winning the belt. This is just going to be like a spectacle and a fun match. And that's kind of, I'll go with Javon just for fun, but it'll be a good time though.
I haven't gone second yet, so I'll go second here. I have no problem with this match. I think that, when if you're doing a show that has something for everyone, you got to have the crazy spectacle, jumping, flying stuff. I love Javon Evans. I like the person I like in this match the least is probably Rey Mysterio. Honestly, I've never been a big Rey Mysterio guy. But yeah, I don't think it's that crazy to think Rusev might win, Jake.
Really?
I don't think it's nuts. I think that Rusev, I think it could benefit him the most.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just haven't understood why he's even back in WWE. I've never been that big into Rusev. He never really clicked Rusev for me. Yeah, I wasn't watching during Rusev Day. I think that I know of it, but I wasn't watching back then. I was pretty much out.
I wasn't either. I actually wasn't. But you know when I did watch Rusev when he was like feuding with John Cena in that era of Rusev. When Rusev was the light in a very dark WWE, right? Like when he was the best thing going in WWE. But yeah, I think that he also is the thing that made me stop watching because one of the things because of him and Bobby Lashley and that whole crap. But I think Rusev is very good. I think that an IC title would benefit him. And I think the idea of Javon Evans chasing Rusev is money. I think there's money to be made with a feud with Javon Evans chasing Rusev and eventually beating him for the title. So I'm actually going to go with Rusev. But Awful, what do you think?
I liked your assessment on Rusev. I know who should not win this match. And his name is Javon Evans. Yeah, Rey Mysterio is just a established guy. I mean, he's not getting the championship. Dragon Lee's not getting it. The person that makes the most sense is JD McDonough because now you can have him fuck around with Dominic Mysterio after WrestleMania. Like, hey, I got your belt. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Also, switch Rusev with McDonough and have Evans chase McDonough. You know what I mean?
Those matches would be fantastic. By the way, those would be awesome matches.
But Javon should he should be edging to win the championship, and then of course he slips on a banana peel, or
I think the problem with Javon winning is something we haven't talked about yet, which is Trick, and I think that this show should be the Trick like. When you're talking about the guy who broke through at WrestleMania, I think it should be the Trick Williams coming out party. So you can't do Javon and Trick on the same night. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's why I honestly,
you can do Trick and Oba on the same night, huh?
Well, Oba's not winning the title.
No, but it's just coming out. It's a big break.
It's true. I said a long time ago though, I would have put Oba and Brock on night one. I would have made that the thing that started all of WrestleMania, not night 2 of WrestleMania. I don't get that at all. Like, if you're not going to have it as the main event, you put it as the first thing people see, in my opinion.
And then the 4-way women's tag team championship. That'll keep them.
I also do think that there is a bigger difference between Javon and Trick, Trick and Oba than there is between Javon and Trick. Like, I think there's a parallel with Javon and Trick. I think Oba is on a completely different level, and you can't even really compare unless you're racist and you're just
they're all on the levels that they need to be. Really, really. Javon Evans, lanky, takes a lot of bumps. You got the cool guy in Trick Williams, and then you got the bulldozer in Oba Femi.
Yeah, honestly, I really like, if I was for my actual prediction with, like, I think it'd be fun for Javon to win. I just feel like Penta's just going to retain. Like, this is more just a spectacle and a show, and it'll be a lot of fun. But nothing really changes coming out of this. I don't really think, because I just don't see, like, I hear what you guys are saying from the storylines, but I feel like for the actual Intercontinental title, I just think Penta's going to retain.
You know what? Changing my prediction.
Change my mind.
I wanted to. This is why I wanted to do them all at the end. Changing my prediction. Javon Evans wins.
Ha!
And I know that I just said a whole bunch of bullshit, but let me explain. They will look back on WrestleMania Night 2 as the night that Javon Evans, Oba Femi, and Trick Williams all broke the glass ceiling. It'll be a thing in 15 years. They won't shut up about it.
Are you kidding me? It's going to be a thing on Monday if that happens.
Maybe that's Triple H. I could see Triple H doing that as his answer to the IWC, who likes to call him, Triple K or whatever.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
And you can't do 2 out of 3. You can't do 2 out of 3. You have to go all 3. Got to go all in.
All right. I like that. You know what? I think you might be right about that. I can see it.
But yeah, you guys couldn't vote on this one. Ha ha, losers. We got to say what we thought. But you will get on the next one. And you know what? Let's just go into it. You can see how much I love this one. Sammy versus Trick Williams. 1 for Sammy, 2 for Trick. Vote in the chat.
Nice switch up, Trick.
If you have a
nice switch up.
If you want to make a prediction, go ahead and leave a super chat. We will read it before the end of this segment. But yeah.
What's up with the gay heart after Trick's name?
What are you talking about? I didn't see anything. What do you mean? God that's weird. Isn't that weird? That's so weird. Cody Duffy earlier said Sammy crying face, crying face, crying face, crying face, crying face, crying face. I'm glad we didn't do this one.
Puking face, you blind bat.
Puking face, sorry. I'm glad this wasn't on This Is Awful, because that super chat would have lasted 30 minutes. But thank you, Cody Duffy. Like I said, we do read your chats as we go. But yeah, you got Sammy and Trick. And somebody put a heart behind Trick's name. I don't know who it was. It seems a little weird, but whatever.
My bad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew it was just.
I've been a fan of Trick Williams since he was Carmelo's lackey. So and the thing about this one is with Sammy, like, as much of it was kind of what we were talking about earlier, like Sammy, we don't really he's not that entertaining as a character, but he is a good wrestler in the ring, and he'll do the job for Trick and make Trick look like an even bigger star than he is. So that I'm excited for with it. And yeah, this will be Trick's moment to shine.
We got a super chat from Andre Adams. Sammy getting packed up. Thank you very much, Andre Adams. Yep. We know where Andre stands. All right.
Andre Adams, does Trick Williams have ashy lips in this poster? I can't really call it. Anyway.
Yeah. Let us know, Andre. I can't really say. I mean, it's gotta be Trick. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna do with Sammy after the Sammy's got to go full heel. Like, even dude. Okay, Sammy is what got Max into wrestling. I want everyone to remember that when I tell you what I'm about to tell you. Sammy and the Bloodline, that whole storyline is what got Max to finally watch wrestling after I had tried to get him to watch wrestling like 10 times and he didn't care. Okay, his first T-shirt was Sami Zayn. We watched it on Friday, and he goes, I think we need to bring. I think they need to bring Kevin Owens back because right now I don't see what you do with Sami Zayn. Like he's just. I don't want to see Sammy anymore. I have no, and maybe I'm playing directly into what they want me to do. Maybe I'm just being played by WWE and Triple H, and I'm supposed to feel this way about Sammy. I don't know, but I can't stand Sami Zayn right now. And Trick Williams is so fire. What I would do right now, is I'd have Trick Williams win. I would put him back with Mello, and then you have an entire year to get Mello and Trick next WrestleMania. That's what I would do, because you rebuild Mello, you get Trick with someone. I'd keep Yachty personally, but just have that group go strong for like 6 months with just those three.
The New Day.
So no, that's racist. You're so racist. It's
That's
the
not
Nation of
racist.
Domination, Jake. Get it correct.
Better. That's better. Bring Farouk back, and you can just damn. Yeah, all right.
It's the Hurt Business. No, I mean they were already a group in NXT,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Right.
not a stretch to have them get back together. And Mello seems to have an extra step, extra spring in his step when he's around Trick. So him being around Trick for another year would probably do him a lot of good.
I can see a
but yeah.
storyline too, where it ends up that Trick kind of becomes the star of it, and Mello's almost his lackey, and then Mello gets mad about it, and that's what leads to the
Right.
Mania match next year. Yeah, I see it. I can see
Yep.
that.
Awful. What are you thinking?
Jeez. I'm watching, looking at this poster. I'm like, Trick Williams is such a guy that, like, his stardom comes through the screen. It's the most amazing thing. Like,
It's
he
crazy.
is a fucking superstar. And I'm not even like on this type time with like the fandom and my appreciation. I just believe, like, again, it's so cool watching a professional wrestler do well from the moment you see him all the way up to his retirement. I mean, I've seen it a few times. Kurt Angle, fucking Brock Lesnar. Now I'm looking at Rock, Stone Cold. Like, Trick is on that trajectory, and I like the fact that he's not wearing that fucking white jacket on the poster. I'm glad he switched it up. Pinstripes looks good. Sami Zayn. I mean, I got nothing against Sami Zayn. And am I crazy in thinking that Sami Zayn did like cut some promo? I can't remember where I saw it, but he cut some promo. Was just like, you guys really don't like me? Am I dreaming?
No, yeah,
No,
yeah.
he definitely did. Yeah,
Okay.
that was last week.
Yeah, so
That
he's
was on
playing
Friday.
right into what this was talking about earlier. Like,
Yeah,
some
and he
people don't
posted
like him.
that gif of I forget the guy's name, but it's like, I didn't fucking do shit on Twitter and Instagram.
Right, yeah. So,
Is it raining on you, Awful?
yeah, can you hear that? Like,
Yeah. You need to put like the background mic mute thing on.
I guess so.
We can
All right,
hear- yeah,
I'll,
we can
I'll lower my
hear your
mic.
background noise. No, it's just your background noises coming through. There should be a way where you can like edit like in the StreamYard settings where you can turn that down.
So I do. It is very possible that I'm feeding right into what TKO wants me to do. Although I would imagine that WWE is probably feeling this, the fans having the same reaction to Sammy that I've been having recently, which is just like, you've done the storyline with him being a crybaby like 10 times, and at that point we have to think that he's a crybaby. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely think that. Wow, did it?
Yeah.
Is it? Seriously, now I'm concerned. Is it? Are you okay? Is it a tornado?
I am
me and
safe
Jake
and
need to
sound
do
in
the
my
rest of the show?
workshop.
Okay,
I'm
you
safe
keep
and
it
sound in
going.
my workshop. It's just that
I don't care. You're fine. You keep it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah, you keep it. But yeah, I don't really. I think. I think the Trick's gonna win. I don't think that there's a reason not to have him win. I think Sammy turns heel after this. Maybe him and Orton and Pat McAfee and Drew McIntyre start a state. I don't know. Who cares? Trick Williams is gonna win this match, and it's time to move on. And the chat, the chat is all in agreement. They're all putting Trick with hearts behind it. 85% said Trick Williams is going to win this match. So we are good to go. We are moving on to our next banger. This won't take long. Jade versus Rhea. I mean, okay, look. I like the fact that they gave Jade a posse. I think that considering that they've been building for like half a year or more than that, to Jade and
Bianca.
Bianca. I can't. She's been gone so long. I can't remember her
She
name.
has. She really has.
And that it all got blown because Bianca wouldn't get finger surgery. I it's the best they could have done. I don't know. It's been fine, I guess. Awful. What do you gotta say?
You already know my feelings about Jade Cargill.
I do.
And I've always liked Rhea Ripley. I'm not really feeling this match because it's just like I think they're going to give the championship to Ripley, and I think they need to keep it on. Yeah, I think they keep it on Cargill. They should keep it on Cargill for a little while longer, unless she fucking just stinks up the joint come WrestleMania. Like this match is a defining moment for Jade Cargill as well. First, so a singles match, I believe she's going to have at WrestleMania. And it's not against some fucking fly-by-net character. It's against Rhea Ripley, who's been a main eventer for a few years now. So this is her. This is kind of like her coming out party.
Boris,
I'm hoping. Go ahead.
Boris, our resident sicko, said that Rhea has been talking about this being a carry job. Yes, they have been running a storyline online where they're acting like it's a shoot. And sickos seem to be using it to their advantage in order to talk bad about Jade Cargill. Clearly, it's a shoot. TK or WWE controls their tweets, so I don't think Rhea has actually been complaining about having to carry Jade Cargill. Just like I don't think that Gabe Kidd is actually saying that AEW is ass now that he got injured. I think it's clearly a work. But yes, they have been trying to turn this into some kind of shoot storyline online, but it hasn't really picked up steam.
Yeah, I think Jade almost needs to win this match, and like Awful said, it's got to be a good match. And they've had time. They've known since early February this is going to be the match. I'm sure they've worked it out a lot of times in the Performance Center or like before shows or whatever. And Rhea doesn't need the win. Like Rhea is a made woman. Every time she comes out, it's huge pops. People love her. She doesn't really gain anything from winning this match, as where Jade, it like establishes her, it makes her honestly. And then back to what Dis was saying before, like might as well add her into the win too, just so Triple H can be like, all right, can you guys get off my fucking case? I can see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you really hit the nail on the head there. Rhea gets nothing from winning this match. The only thing it does is disrail the stuff with EO. Like, there's such an easy storyline after this because you've now had a four-way women's tag without the biggest women's tag team. So there's a very easy match down the road between Rhea and EO, and whoever wins the four-way women's tag match, the Bellas or whatever it's going to be. It just doesn't make any sense for Rhea to win this match. Jade is actually picking up steam. I know a lot of people don't realize that, but like the whole thing with her faction, and I actually think that that's helped her a lot. And I think that she is going to lose this title to Bianca or Naomi, and and Rhea does not fit into the picture at all, in my opinion. So, and
I think I saw a couple of different people put it in the chat too, where like if Jade wins, and like we all think that Charlotte and Alexa that team will end sooner than later. Jade versus Charlotte is a great money match to have somewhere over the summer, and have Jade win that too, so she can really establish herself as that bitch, as she calls herself, and dominate. And then yes, eventually she'll lose it to Bianca when Bianca's ready to come back, or possibly, even Naomi if she comes back sooner. And she did have a match last year. Jade's WrestleMania match last year was versus Naomi in a singles match.
Yeah. By the way, somebody said Naomi returns on SmackDown. Did she even have her kid yet?
When did she?
I haven't heard anything about her having that
No,
kid,
she did. No, because that was when she had the kid when Jimmy wasn't on TV for a little
right.
bit.
Okay.
Somebody shout out Big Jim. Yeah. So she has had the baby. I forget when that was specifically, but I could see Naomi coming back soon.
If you go by the Becky time frame, it's probably still another 3 months or so until Naomi comes back. And usually that like pregnancy, what's it called? Post
Maternity leave?
Yeah, maternity leave. Yeah. Usually maternity leave is pretty standard. So I would imagine that it's probably going to be, unless she's just like pushing to come back, I would see her more as like after they do the Bianca Jade feud, then Naomi comes back into the picture. That'd be my
Please, God, for everything that is holy, when Naomi comes back, please don't have her miss a beat.
That'd be my guess. Yeah, don't do the thing where you have the wrestler come back and suddenly they're a good guy.
Yeah,
no, not at all. Agreed. 1,000%.
Naomi was on fucking fire.
We have the wrestler come back.
What's going on with your mic, Dis?
Yeah,
Is my mic
you're
messed up?
roboting this.
Yeah.
You're roboting.
That it's raining here now too. So
Oh Jesus!
did it get better or is
Hell
Yeah,
fucking no.
No, it's you're clipping through. I'm the only one here with nice weather. All right, now I think with
Okay.
Naomi, what she needs to do is come back and she can get like that initial babyface pop and like seeing like she's
Okay.
gonna cut a babyface promo and then
You're good now.
bam, she's a bitch.
Is that
Yeah, you're good now, Dis. Yeah, I think that's what Naomi's comeback needs to be. Is she can come back,
okay?
get the pop, enjoy it, and then in that promo reestablish herself as a heel.
How was I good? I didn't say anything.
You kept saying okay like a dummy.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't. It was okay. So that was just the internet
just said it
messing
again.
up. Is it doing it again?
No,
No,
it's
you're
not
good.
doing
Right,
it
you're
again.
good now.
Okay.
No,
okay.
it was, and it might have even been like StreamYard a bit too, because you were like it repeated what you said a couple of different times, like where you're like almost like somebody trying to restart a promo.
Okay.
But you're good now.
This is gonna blame StreamYard for everything. StreamYard
I
flattened
didn't
my
say
tire.
StreamYard. I didn't say StreamYard. That was Jake. I said
I
my
did on
internet.
that one on the repeating part
Yeah.
of it. I feel like that
Because no,
was
StreamYard does do that. It did it to
Yeah.
Marv a couple times too. StreamYard
What?
does do that.
Pop their
It's-
tire?
No, it
Oh.
does the thing where it like will loop a micro. It's done it to you before, awful too.
yeah.
So-
It's done it
But
to
anyway-
George on our shows before too. It's happened.
My
Yeah,
question
anyway.
is, do you think I think there's going to be an assessment by Rhea Ripley after this match, and I think Triple H is going to believe whatever Rhea Ripley says. Like, well, is she good? Were you impressed? Because like Rhea Ripley has that stroke now. Let's not fuck around with this. If Rhea Ripley loses and she's got boo-boo face and they catch it on camera and she thinks that the match was a stinker, Jade Cargill is not long for this world in the WWE. So that's why I believe that this match is going to be I'm praying for Jade Cargill. I hope she pulls out all the stops, doesn't miss a beat, remembers all the spots, remembers all the beats, lets Rhea Ripley become the ring general, follow her lead, and win the match and look good doing it.
That's probably what's going to happen. That's
I
my
hope so.
prediction. Yeah,
God, I hope so.
yeah. I
One
feel like
fuck
you're-
up, and it's over.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that dire and on that hard of a knife edge. Yeah, I don't think it's that. But I think the match will be fine. I think they'll do great with it because they've had time. Whether it's been in the PC, before SmackDowns, maybe at Natty's Dungeon or something. Like they've worked through this match. They know what they're going to do.
All right. Sorry, I had a sneezing fit. Chat believes that it will be Jade, and I think we're all pretty much in agreement. Jake, did you give a prediction? I didn't hear.
Yes. No. I say Jade's going to win because Rhea doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhea doesn't need it. Absolutely.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, great. So let's close this out here with the main event of all of WrestleMania. CM Punk finally getting his WrestleMania Night 2 main event, the big show. What he wanted all his life.
In
Roman
the
Reigns
singles
versus
match
CM
too.
Punk.
Yeah.
Yep, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Build has been great. I'm not going to complain about this build at all. Loved the promo on Monday. Loved that promo.
Which one? Both of them were a promo win or what?
Both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole idea, because how many times, like I've seen that play out in real life so many times, where it's like two people just hate each other, and then right before it blows up, you realize they admit why they actually hated each other. And the real reason they hate each other is because they were jealous of each other. And like I've seen that play out. It's such a good
Relatable
theme.
storyline.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
relatable and it's a good theme. And it just Punk and Roman are so good. Like lesser people could not have delivered those promos and made it work. But they did, and I'm all in on this match. We went Jake last time. No, we went awful last time. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, no, it's like those promos. If you looked at them on paper and read the transcripts, they might not have hit as hard. But I honestly think everything they've done together with the two of them, whether it was when they put each other through the tables at different points, the promos back and forth, like this feud has been Brock and Oba has been perfect. This one's been near perfect too. Like they've really built this up, and it's kind of like similar to what we were saying about Cody and Randy. There's so much history there. It's built into it. And then this one didn't get the Pat interjection. So at least yet. So, and I can't say anything bad about
By the
this
way,
match or
in
build.
chat, real quick, I just want to let you know, if you're trying to vote, you have to put the number by itself. You can't put the number in another message. It has to be just the number. Okay.
Gotcha.
That's how you vote.
Yeah. We're learning new things as we go.
Yeah. But no, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think the build has been great. I think the idea that like Roman even said, like he flat out said, I'm going to leave you and give you your next month of relevancy. Enjoy it. And Punk didn't do it. Like that whole thing, Roman getting the family involved, them admitting that they got angry and said things that they regret, but they still hate each other. You know what I mean? Like Punk said, like, I'm sorry that I brought up your father. I'm sorry about that. I was angry. I'm sorry I didn't. I'm sorry that I brought your family into it.
Roman's got to shoot back.
He did.
He's got to be like, I'm sorry your dog died. I don't know. This thing could have been brought up to a level where it's just like, okay, if there's anybody that can shit on Punk for even going to AEW, it's that guy right there, Roman Reigns.
Well, see, Roman, though, the thing that was interesting, I think it worked, was that Roman said that he kind of envied Punk for leaving.
Yeah.
Like he said, like, you left.
10 years.
Yeah, you left, and people still chanted your name. People didn't forget about you. But I was always afraid that if I left, people would forget. So it was like this give and take, where it's like Punk was jealous of Roman because he was handed everything, and Roman was jealous of Punk because Punk took him.
Built
Punk
everything
had
on
those
his
fans.
own. Yeah.
And so they did acknowledge it. And Roman had gone on earlier and kind of badmouthed him for leaving the company and doing the AEW stuff. Like they already kind of brought that into it. But yeah, I think awful. You keep going. I interrupted you a little bit, so keep going.
I like the build up to this match. I guess my interest level kind of dipped because after that Roman, you're old. I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. Where he was supposed to say Larry, and then one of them said
something was supposed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he could have doubled down on an AEW remark, like something. But that one was just like, okay. Well, for the next 2 weeks, we're just gonna have you guys beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, we're gonna next two shows powerbomb each other through the table.
Yeah, right. Make you forget about that whole thing. But yeah, ultimately, I like the fact that Roman Reigns has been fucking in the main event 11 times and see him. This is like Punk's first. Did they really play on that in the last few weeks?
Punk said last night, I'm jealous that you've been in the main event more than anyone else, and this is my second one.
Right.
He definitely said that. Yeah.
Roman did 2 at one WrestleMania, so yeah.
Right.
WrestleMania.
But I see Roman winning.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, I see Roman winning between the Z-Bros.
I think honestly, I think it could go either way, but I have a weird feeling that we're getting Bloodline. That we're getting something with the Bloodline going forward. I can't help but feel it. I don't know who's going to be involved. I don't know who the Bloodline's going to be, but I do have a feeling that the end of Raw on Monday will end with the Bloodline pointing their fingers in the air. That's how I think Raw is going to end on Monday.
Are we watching The Rock show up at this match?
I still think that The Rock's off. I don't think The Rock's going to show up in the condition that he's in. I think when The Rock shows up, he's going to want to be the final boss. He's going to want to be, and he's in Scorsese shape right now. So I don't know if he's going to actually show up in the match, but I do think in the storyline, eventually we will, because I think that we're getting Roman Rock next year. Either Roman Rock or Cody Rock.
And I think
Saudi,
a good setup. I think a good setup for that is Rock helping, or maybe Roman wins the championship, and then at the I know this is going to sound stupid, but then you have The Rock on location. And he cuts a promo like, congratulations, Roman, or whatever. I was planning on beating Punk, but now I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania next year. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. You know, I'm coming off the fly, but yeah, I see Roman winning this match.
And
I don't know why, but
the chat and Jake, the chat agrees with Jake, actually. Most of them are saying Punk is going to win. 83%.
I didn't say Punk was going to win.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I think Roman's winning.
Okay.
I would like, in this feud, I've enjoyed Punk more than Roman, and I would like, but no, I think Roman's winning for sure.
Okay, there we go. So we disagree with the chat. So, but thank you guys very much for participating in that little experiment. I was saving one super chat for the end, so let me get to it now. It wasn't a super chat. Kayshawn Jones is okay during the Seth Rollins Gunther. Is this storyline between Seth Rollins and Gunther is this storyline between Seth Rollins and Gunther makes no sense? It was put together last match since Braun Braun Breaker got injured, and this is why TWRP Wrestling are better YouTubers. Angry face.
What?
Who's TWR?
Yeah, I don't know who Twerp is. But
I got no idea.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come hang out with us over on This Is Awful next Saturday. We're gonna look up Twerp Wrestling and
put it up right now.
I've got no idea.
I have no idea who Twerp Wrestling is, but thank you, Kashawn Jones, for hanging out in the chat with us, I suppose. Okay, so we have finished covering WrestleMania. I think we all we got through everything we needed to get through. We're not going to get through the Tooney. We are already 2.5 hours. We're not going to get to the Tooney stuff.
Technical Work Rate Productions.
Okay, wonderful. I'm sure they're fantastic. If you have any super chats, we are going to bust through a couple things real quick. I'm not going to do a full 3, 4, 5 because I don't know how much time we have, but I am going to take some of the topics and kind of get through them real quick. If you guys have any super chats, I will get to them before the end of the show. I promise. But first off, I do want to talk about the ticket sales. So far, WrestleMania night 1 has 42,715. Night 2 has 43,394. And I messaged Awful about this. If you do the math, they've already exceeded, say, in terms of money, they've already exceeded last year. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Part of me thinks it's a bad thing because it seems like TKO's thought is like, okay, well, you know what? We can deal with lower numbers because we're making more money. Because clearly they're going to make more than last year by the end of this, even if they sell 2/3 the amount of tickets. And I guess that's my question here is that a good thing? Awful, you're a business guy, so I really wanted to get your opinion on this. What do you think, man? Because I get it, right? Like they brought Pat in right at the time where they probably matched last year's WrestleMania, and then from that point forward, it's all more money. And we said during All In, we said during a bunch of AEW shows, like, yeah, you can sell 81,000 tickets, but if you're selling them for $10 a piece, what's the point? And Here we are in this situation where we're complaining about the product, but they are making the same or more money than they made last year. So where do we go? What do you think, Awful?
Well,
what's your takeaway from this?
Consider a couple things. I mean, while their attendance has been lower since last year, the same arena 61,000 night 1, 63,000 night 2. In Philadelphia, it was 72,000, and then another 72,000. So while the crowd has kind of dwindled, just like you said, the ticket prices have gone up.
Right.
But I think that's dangerous because you want as many people watching and attending your show as possible, and you know you're going to make your money back. It's not like I'm just curious to see what kind of production value that they're going to have. They're obviously great, but is it that much more? Now I know inflation has hit. We're in a goddamn war for crying out loud. But at the same time, I think it's better to have lower ticket prices and more people accept.
Okay, so you think
having more?
So
people
you are firmly
access.
in the camp that AEW is better than WWE.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Gaslighter.
Okay, got it. Well, I mean, no, because the argument that we made for all, to be fair, the argument that we made for All In was like, yeah, sure, they got 75,000 people, but you can get that when you charge $5 for a ticket, and WWE, they're not gonna get 75,000 people, but they're actually gonna make money on their show. Now we all made that argument a year and a half ago. So how do we reconcile that now by saying, well, WWE, obviously they're doing worse. They're charging more and they're making more money, but they're not drawing as many people who are willing to pay that amount. How do we reconcile that with what we've said? Because Beard said right here, what is the more successful wrestling show? The one that sells more tickets or the one that makes more money?
In TKO's eyes, it's definitely the latter. That's all they care about is making.
And that's
money,
like, I don't know how to reconcile that in my head, because I don't like the Pat McAfee stuff. I don't like the things that they've been doing to boost ticket sales, but they're going to come. This is Monday. They're going to tout that this was the highest grossing WrestleMania of all time.
Of course they are.
And it will be true. So and we have been on record saying that it's easy to sell tickets at $5. Try selling it at hundreds. And that's what WWE's doing.
I've not said that. I've been racking my brain silently. Like, when have I come out my mouth to say that, AEW selling?
You did. You totally did. You totally did, because we were talking about them papering and how you always make fun of them doing ticket sales.
That's papering. That's
like
free tickets.
But I'm trying to sell tickets. You made fun of them for doing sales. That's the same thing, dude.
Yeah, they got to get people in there. AEW 7 years old. They got to appear as though they're successful, even if they aren't. WWE, on the other hand, obviously, just like Jake said, like they prefer the latter. They want to make more money. They don't give a fuck how many. Like, they've already got their 93,000. That's in the history books and all that shit. Now they just want to make money hand over fist for their shareholders. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think that the two examples are not the same. They're not similar.
I think they are. It's now awful. The thing is,
sure.
that, like, I'm not like sitting here being like, you're wrong, you're a loser. I'm sitting here being like, this is when the things that I'm talking to you about, the things I'm saying, like, we did make fun of them, they're things that I've had to reconcile in my own head, had to think about, like, if what we were saying is true, at the end of the day, if the only thing that matters is money and business, then we cannot call this WrestleMania a failure.
Who's calling it a failure?
No one is. A lot of people. There you go. We're not.
I mean,
but a lot
exactly.
of people,
I wouldn't call the first All In a failure. It just didn't hit its mark. We were told it was going to be fucking filled to the brim, and it wasn't. Then the next year, we thought that they were going to have the same sort of amount of people, and it wasn't. But that's because the company is young, and we're watching it go through a growing pains.
I guess my question is, would you say that 76,000 tickets sold at between $100 and $5 is more or less impressive than 85,000 tickets sold at between $4,000 and $500?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I've just given you my my take on that. I believe that you want to sell
So this is why I
a
think
lot
Beard
of
is right.
tickets.
I think Beard is right. They're going to make the tickets cheap at the last minute and fill the place up after they've already made their money.
I mean, and if that's what they do, that's what they do. But I'm not. I never called it a failure, so I don't know what the argument is here. Like they've had more people attend the WrestleManias than what they've got going on now. But I mean,
It's
if they
still
made more money,
85,000 people, 86,000 people, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, sure. But they had 160,000 at one point.
They did, but they were also selling tickets at, like, you can get tickets for like $50.
And they were outside of Vegas. They're running Vegas two years in a row, and they can get away with hiking the price up. Don't you think, Jake?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything's gotten more expensive. What was it? Coachella just happened this past weekend. And when I went 2012, 13, and 14, tickets for GA were like $300 and VIP was 600. And now the tickets for GA are 600 and VIP is like over 1,000. Like everything's going to go up with it. So that's, I mean, it's a weird spot to be in with like of what is more successful. Because
yes, Boris, they all do. Everyone does. Who cares? Why are we still talking about this? Yes, of course they count staff and people. Yes, AEW does it. TNA, every wrestling company does it. Why do we have to point that out? Every time we talk about attendance, I'm tired of it. Deal with it. We're going to talk about attendance, and we're not going to have to mention that crap every time.
You know what?
Okay?
Bravo, Boris. Bravo, my man. He has successfully twice tonight
No, Boris
lit a
no,
fire under Dish's
No.
ass.
No, that's what he does. We do it on purpose. We're in together. You don't understand.
The wink,
They're
wink,
in
nudge,
cahoots.
nudge.
Yeah. I like Boris.
So let me see if I got this
this
straight. He doesn't have to super chat to get recognized. I hear you.
Yeah. If someone can, yeah. I mean, you know, we need every once in a while.
Boris
you know,
is Max.
Light a fire.
Boris Max, that's great. No,
Keep
I
going.
feel no, it's one of the it's a rock and a hard place for how to look at it for us. And my problem with it all is the tickets they've priced out most people, and yeah, they've lowered the prices the last 2 weeks, but I mean, you're really only going to get like Vegas locals or people that are already going to be in Vegas or traveling because, which maybe there are people, because I do know there are people that are going like just for WWE World and like to be that kind of stuff. It's with the cost of flights and cost of hotels, that's not getting discounted. That's only going to go up. And so it was too little too late for me on the 25 and 30% off ticket prices. But hey, they're obviously going to be happy with it in the long run because that's all they care about is making money.
Here's
and
also
like
the other thing is that they're going to get a bunch of sales on comps, and I'm not talking about WWE giving comps. I'm talking about hotels buying comps for people in the casinos and then giving them out to people there. The WWE is going to make a lot of money off that last minute. 1,000%. They did last year. Every time, like that's a Vegas thing. Is that every event, because WWE will take the prices down dirt cheap. Casinos and hotels will see it. They'll buy up a whole bunch of tickets and then give them away as comps, and that's just how Vegas is. I also, did you know that like TKO is owned by has like 7% of stake in Endeavor is owned by the same people that own the Allegiant Stadium?
No,
there you go.
So. You know,
so then they're not paying as much to get the building either. So
exactly.
This is making money hand over fist, and that's all they really care about. But then you know they'll know how to shoot it well too. So then, aside from fan pictures, it will look like it's a packed house. So
apparently the guy who owns Allegiant Stadium, or the company that owns Allegiant Stadium, also owns 7.5% of Endeavor. So if you want to question why they keep going to Vegas, there's your answer. They're basically giving them. It's like when I super chatted myself on Saturday.
Well, and Vegas as a city put in a big bid for it because they need the tourism. Vegas is so down with the tourism in Vegas. Is one of my good friends lives up there, and it's like half of what it was even like 2 or 3 years ago. It's not nearly. Vegas just isn't, because people don't have the money. Like travel's more expensive. Like even like
Vegas is more expensive.
Vegas exactly. Yeah, it just everything up. You're not finding the the $2.99 prime rib dinners don't exist there anymore. It's there's not even $2 tables. It's all expensive now.
Quickly, I do want to bring this up real quick. Man, look at these numbers for that Liv Morgan song. You got almost 600,000 on YouTube. You got over 1 million. You can't see it because of the banner. Let me take the banner away here real quick. You got how much is that? 3.1 million on Twitter. People love that.
3.3 million.
Yeah, 3.3.
I don't blame them at all. It's amazing, but that's not what we are talking about. There's one thing that we have to talk about because we haven't watched a good video yet. And
oh God,
did you know, Awful, that there's a new JCW champion?
Cocaine.
Have you seen Cocaine?
Yeah, we saw him in the very first review of JCW when he was in the backstage area snorting. I believe it was coke.
Yes, he is also a Kane.
Impersonator. Yes,
he is Kane. Yes.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, he's skinny enough to be Cocaine. That makes sense.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Jesus Christ.
He's the champion, guys.
And I mean, I heard somewhere that one of the two Insane Clown Posse guys said that there was a lot of financial issues with JCW, which is probably why Russo's trying to get. Yeah, but this is why. This is your champion. No wonder.
Violent J. Sorry, Violent J.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was one of them.
He's skinny, I was
just gonna say the skinny one. That's what I thought it was too. The other one's Shaggy Too Dope or whatever.
Do we have a quote from them on that? Like all I see is just the clickbait headline, but I'm not seeing any quote.
No, the whole thing is that JCW is having a hard time getting any kind of TV deal because of the product they put out.
Right.
But they don't want to change the product they put out because they're JCW. So they're having a hard time actually.
But wasn't that the pull for Russo even coming in? I remember ICP and Russo being in the same room together, and they were excuse me. This was right before they hired Russo, and like Violent J and the other guy, they were like, I think we need to level up on because we want to be on TV. We kind of want to go national, and I guess this isn't happening. They're still in the parking lot.
I think they thought that like Tubi or one of the streaming places would be interested in them, but they don't realize that they don't have the government censorship, but they're still not going to put a wrestler named Cocaine on their product.
Tubi, the only chance they got is Timu.
Yeah. I mean, he sucks too. Let's not forget that.
They got that AEW Australian ring, it looks like.
Oh yeah,
14 by 14.
What do you think about? There was a big controversy a couple weeks ago that I was thinking about polling about Pete Rosenberg saying that they shouldn't do suicide dives anymore, and I am 1,000% with that man. A suicide dive is the dumbest move in professional, or plancha, or whatever you want to call it. Plancha is the dumbest move in professional wrestling.
But then
nobody cares about
Excalibur going Tope, Suicida, Tope.
It doesn't pop anyone.
Not anymore. No,
and Speedball Mike Bailey cries about it because Rosenberg's anyway.
Just he cries about everything. It seems like that's what
I
looks
know.
like.
The last suicide dive we should have ever seen was the one that Lita did. That should have put a moratorium.
Oh God, when she landed on her neck and she
yeah.
I know what
Cocaine throws coke into the crowd.
Yeah.
Because he's Cocaine. You know who he beat, by the way? Anybody know who he beat for the title? Anyone?
I was gonna go Rob Van Dam because of the weed, but it didn't look like him in the picture. No,
Mr.
Sobriety.
Anderson.
Oh,
yep.
He probably paid him. He probably did the job and was paid in cocaine.
And Mr. Anderson,
yeah, really,
was the so let's hear this. Cocaine.
Woof.
Like, seriously, wouldn't this be like Gilbert being the WWE champion?
Essentially.
I mean, that's, yeah. So now you know, I bet Vince Russo, if he had his way, would have made Gilbert the champion of WWF at the time.
More JCW lunacy is on the way, but man, what a package we just saw. A
Who
brand
is this
new
guy?
JCW champion after Miami when you beat Mr. Anderson.
He's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He's probably the best thing I've seen in JCW.
Who AI Kevin Sullivan?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't mind him
He's
at all.
Mean Gene Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
We will get to your super. I see we're getting super chats. We will get to them here at the end. But yeah, let's keep going here.
My problem, though, Cocaine, is I don't really know how to interview somebody who doesn't speak.
Oh yeah, Cocaine doesn't speak.
That'll
Cocaine
get
doesn't say
over.
anything. Yeah, I get it.
Anderson. My problem, though, Cocaine, is I don't really know how to interview somebody who doesn't speak.
I'll talk for Cocaine.
I don't know who that is.
Is that Steven? That's Steven Flo. That's Steven Flo. I know him. I've seen
Okay.
him.
That was my dealer.
Well, I mean, his whole gimmick is instead of the song "Even Flow" by Pearl Jam, he's Steven Flo, and they sing his song. Yeah, this is terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Awful.
This is what Vince Russo,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that me and Dave Meltzer are we see eye to eye on this. I don't understand how anyone could be, okay, let me rephrase that. I would watch this and have fun with it, but I would never ever claim it was good. You know what I mean?
Or riveting.
Drew, Cocaine reminds me of a Timu Delirious. How dare you? How dare you talk about compare Delirious to Cocaine? Anyway, back to this.
Look, I
What's
don't
your
know what else
Steven
to say
Flo?
other than I'm sorry, man. You know, my issue was never with you.
You know who he looks like? He looks like that guy that we watched on This Is Awful. He's got the the Bob Belcher look going.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the
Yeah.
yeah.
Say other than I'm sorry, man.
You
You
could
know,
fly
my
a plane
issue
off that
was
nose,
never with
though.
you.
Look how
He's got
straight that
such a big
motherfucker
chin.
is.
How can he be that? How can he be
You
a
know,
wrestler when you have a chin like that guy from MASH? What was his name?
Radar?
Yeah. Such
Does he have an
a
extra
chin.
Does he have an extra finger too?
I felt like I needed to prove something to myself. And even though we lost that 6-man last week, I still feel like that came my own. And I'm sorry.
What?
What's with the music?
Who
Guys,
knows?
this is revolutionary. This is what we've been told repeatedly. It's like
I've not been told that. I've only seen.
well,
clips
by
of
Vince
it.
Russo.
I know.
By Vince Russo.
Oh, that's why I haven't. Which is why I haven't heard. That makes sense. No, just no.
Yeah.
It's like this is just
Going to the
terrible.
door.
Just to be clear, are you offering him a championship match tonight?
Oh, okay, that's what he's offering.
This is
Thank you.
terrible. There's nothing good
It's
about this.
just terrible.
This
There's
is just
no
why-
redeeming
yeah.
quality about this.
Yeah,
It's just bad.
yeah. That's some of the worst stuff I've ever seen,
Like,
and I
it's-
watch Dynamite every single Wednesday to review it on Thursday, and that's the worst thing I've seen. all
It's
year.
not even funny bad. It's
Yeah.
just bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. But there's JCW is actually going to be doing the Gathering of the Juggalos is about an hour from my house.
Oh. Is it in your backyard?
No, but I am gonna I have hired security to surround my house during
Fucking
that
right.
weekend.
Fair.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and as Beard points out, Tony Khan said he was a big fan of JCW.
That tracks. That tracks.
Mhm.
So let's get to the last couple super chats here, and then we will call it a night. They're both Andre Adams. This is when Cocaine was coming out. Awful, read that.
Cocaine was coming out. This is when 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 cocaine was coming out. This is
The whole fuck is happening?
And then he said, seriously? Cocaine? Yes. Seriously?
You heard right.
Cocaine. Like blue cane was okay, right? Like blue cane was like new in it, but then like there's so many other canes that came out. It just it lost its luster.
Yeah,
So,
they overflooded the gimmick. That's
Yeah.
just that.
I
all
think
right.
we should have
I've
watched
ever
that
seen.
and made no comment. Actually, like,
You
we
think
should
we
have
should
saw it
just
all in.
let it go?
Yeah.
I want to
Please,
do
God,
if we
don't
ever
make me watch that again.
if we ever do when we do the membership stuff on Awful Wrestling, the YouTube channel, I would like to watch an episode of JCW with you. Speaking of that, Awful, we're going on Sunday, right? This week?
We are. Right after WrestleMania, we're going to be doing a special episode of This Is Awful right after the show. And hope you'll join us then. It'll be on the Awful Wrestling YouTube channel. And, of course, you can check me out on X at AEWful Wrestling for the hottest takes and the dumbest opinions.
Yeah, Jake,
That's funny
you
because
are-
George and I are
Go
going
ahead.
before. We're doing early. We're going at 11. We're going at 2 p.m. Eastern before WrestleMania, so that we can talk about the night. So we don't have to go on during WrestleMania and have to cover with people. So we will be on at 2:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
All right. And if either you or George want to come on Awful Wrestling and talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I'm
Although
down.
I will say, I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of, like, we'll talk about WrestleMania, but we're also going to watch probably some stupid video from.
Oh, I'm down for those. Those have made me laugh. Like, I'm happy to come on and laugh with you guys at any point.
People seem to really enjoy us watching videos of AEW fans podcasts. So,
Yeah.
we're probably going to be. I think don't we have a Marco Stunt interview to watch this week? Awful.
Oh,
car
where
dealership?
he's selling cars? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him and
we can watch
Mr.
that.
Nicebeard are doing a interview. So we have.
And by the
that
way, if
going for us.
anybody in the chat, if you happen to run across an AEW podcast that is worth our while, please
Really just any
send it on
podcast,
down.
any wrestling podcast. It doesn't have to be AEW centric. I don't think. If you want to send it to us, and I was
Any
thinking of
JCW wrestling podcast as well.
I was thinking of an intro. We didn't make an intro for that segment, and I thought like the A Team would be great, but we already did the A Team, so I don't really want to do the A Team again. But like and like the Sicko Squad or something like that, like the guys who we need to figure out a name for that.
Like the opening. You should do like the opening of MASH. That's the first thing that came to my mind when you said it.
You know what we do? I will say we do try to help them while we do it, right? Like we try to give them tips on how to do better. So maybe I don't know, maybe MASH would work. The Marco interview, what's it on? It's the Follow the Revolution guy. You can find him if you want to find him. I don't want to push him too much.
Yeah.
Although we did get recognized, I noticed that the Wrestling with Tism guys saw us and commented on our.
They thought I subscribed to their channel. Boy, do I have a joke for them. Yeah.
I still say that the one guy can come on, and also I'll make a correction. Took was not the guy on that podcast. We made a
Right.
mistake.
I fucked up.
We trusted the chat too much. It was some guy named Hannibal. So yeah. Took was
Oh
not on
God,
there.
I know who that guy is.
Not that Hannibal, a different Hannibal.
Jesus Christ.
I know he's British.
Yeah.
He's kind of like if we took Sal and Q from Practical Jokers and like pushed them together, but then made them British. That's who this guy would be, basically.
And threw him on the set of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. Hannibal Scorch is his name. So
Downton Abbey.
And as Beard said, Vixen Omega has to beat those men away with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Better than
Vixen
Ronda
Omega.
Cass.
You think that I like Bailey? You think that I like Bailey? Wait till you hear what I have to say about Vixen Omega.
Oh Jesus.
All right. So that's
Rachel
okay,
Maddow.
so let's get the schedule for this weekend planned. Let's get it set right now. We are not doing anything on Saturday. I do believe that Marv is actually going to be doing something during WrestleMania. So You can check that out. Also, happy birthday, Marv.
I know you motherfucker. Didn't want to tell nobody, but happy birthday, Marv.
I was waiting till the end. Happy birthday, Marv. Our
He's
good friend.
14.
You know what's really cool is that a lot of times you'd hear shows in our situation, and like 2 months out, they'd start like giving you the dirt, right? They'd start being like, "Oh, well, I mean, that old guy used to be on the podcast. We actually didn't like." No, we love Marv. Nobody here is going to say anything bad about Marv. we are
No.
We are
Speak for
still
yourself,
Make
friends.
a run in anytime.
we love Marv is a friend of ours, and yeah, I'm happy for him that he's doing so well over with Geeks and Gamers and WDW Pro. I saw they were talking about Katy Perry getting arrested, or like not getting arrested, but possibly going to jail earlier today. All those links, by the way, to Marv, the Kev stuff is all in our description. So if you want to check it out, that's where
They
that is.
Disney laid off 1,000 people.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what?
I don't know nothing about any of that.
You know
stuff.
what? I saw the Mario movie this weekend.
Did you like it?
It was the Mario Galaxy movie. I mean, it was neat, right? Like, I like all that shit, right? Like WWE type stuff where it's like, oh yeah, I played that game. Like, I like that stuff.
Right.
I'm a basic bitch. I like going like, oh yeah, Pikmin. I played Pikmin. Yay! You know.
God damn it. Loves the callbacks.
I do. I'm a sucker for it. So I thought it was fine. I saw the Toy Story 5 trailer and I was like, yay! Toy Story. I remember Toy Story.
I'm interested in seeing that movie.
Cheers, and we're all happy white people. I love that stuff.
I really enjoyed the first movie. That was pretty cool.
I will be honest with you. Because Mario Galaxy was a little past my time.
Right. You didn't get it.
There was a lot of stuff I didn't get. But then they brought then it was like, here's Pikmin, and I'm like, yeah, I know Pikmin. Yeah, I'm okay, and they got me back. You know,
I got nothing.
Or Daisy, Daisy at
Daisy,
the end.
I
I'm
know.
like, oh, Daisy, yeah, that's Luigi's girlfriend. Okay, you know.
See? Who the fuck is Daisy? I stopped all my shenanigans at Yoshi.
Yoshi's in it, and they have Donald Glover playing Yoshi for some reason, because all it is him saying Yoshi over and over again.
Oh God!
Like Vin Diesel in the Guardians.
Exactly like that. Yeah, exactly like that.
Fair.
But yeah, I don't know. It was
Any
fine.
movies you guys are looking forward to seeing? I guess
Toy
this
Story
summer?
5, baby.
Okay. All right.
I haven't been to a movie theater since COVID. I wait till they I'll watch them at home. I'm not paying for those. Yeah, right. I got a nice little situation where I can usually catch things pretty early. So
although I can use my senior discount.
Literally every
AARP
movie,
discount.
Literally every movie I see is for Max.
That's valid.
I mean, there's no way I would ever go see a movie that's not made for 12-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen. I will if it's for me. I'll wait till it's on TV. I'm fine with that. But you know, we'll go to the movie. So the drive-in, we have a drive-in by us, so that's kind of neat. We get to go to the drive-in.
Oh my God,
isn't it cool? Don't you wish you could go to the drive-in?
No.
Really?
No.
I love the drive-in, dude.
No.
Sitting outside,
I'm not that
watching a movie.
It's normally too hot here, so I don't.
Yeah, true.
Not
You're
big
in
on the
Phoenix.
outdoor things.
You're in Phoenix. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
70 dead people in their cars.
Just blasting. Yeah, no, or just everybody's got their AC running, so they don't turn the cars off. Yeah, no.
No. You get it when it gets because the movies don't start until like 9:00, and it's like 60 degrees, and everyone's hanging out outside, and there's some people that are like grilling. You know, and we're watching an old movie, watching the Karate Kid on a drive. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So, but yeah.
And there's the hoedown on Saturday night, isn't there, Dis?
They have bouncy houses actually. No hoedowns.
What the fuck
but
is
they do have
that?
bouncy houses. Bounce houses, where kids go in and they jump up and down in a house.
Oh, okay.
Bounce
Yeah,
castles,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, bounce castles. Yes, I guess you can call them. We went into. I'm sorry, we encroached on Marv's turf here. Let's end before 10 o'clock. Thank
Is
you
he
guys
here?
so much. No. Thank you guys
Fuck
so
'em.
much for hanging out with us tonight. We will see you on Sunday, both of us. Well, Jake, you have a show on Thursday. Real quick, do it. Come on, do it.
Yeah, youtube.com/@AltJakeTakesOn. Please subscribe. George and I will go live this Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for our AEW Dynamite review. And then, we're going Sunday at 2:05 p.m. Eastern for the WrestleMania kind of talk with Honorary Zeus. We'll go on early. And that's everything. Just subscribe to the YouTube if you have it, please. That's all we're looking for.
There you
at this
go.
point.
And
We
then
are growing every day.
after WrestleMania on Sunday, this is awful over on the Awful Wrestling channel. We'll be there hanging out.
Yeah,
We'll talk about WrestleMania for like 20 minutes, and then we'll watch some sickos be stupid.
Hell yeah.
So, all right. So, thank you guys so much. So, from me, Awful Wrestling, and Alt Jake, I guess it's time to say, now get out of here.
Now, bury the platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. But you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks? For what? Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you!
And viewers like you. Thank you.